Good. Direct. Wow. Is it locked or something?
Yeah, it's locked. Living which is up here. If he's still up here, to have him unlock it, there's no one.
Is there a key on the outside?
No.
Maybe that intro, you could. So Nick, play the station ID.
Okay.
And then go right into that intro.
Okay.
And then I'll hear the cue because once the music starts playing, then you can just pot it down once I start.
Perfect. This is Kaz. You guys hear this okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he's coming.
Check. Or this, man, I can't tell this.
The no-go zone.
No-go zone. It's life-changing. I made my boys watch it. What did I do with my Sharpie?
That's right here. All the blue lines on your roster is from Alan.
Got you some stats, too.
Even if he doesn't use it, he can. Even if you don't use it, you know.
You can use it at halftime.
Right. Yeah, this is much better. This one actually is a bad one. It has low, like the connection is bad on it. Yeah.
Here, put a mark on it.
Okay.
Put an X on it.
Anyone named Tiffany. Hairdressers.
It's perfect.
He's doing a great job with this.
It's perfect. Good man. Good man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Of Ocala got rained on by hole 10. I actually was I actually shot.
What's up? Oh, he did make it.
I told you I'd be here for this. This is Forrest, man.
He's got your headset.
I shot a 47 on the first hole.
Where at?
Country Club today. I got in 10 holes and.
Yes, we've got an interview with Steve.
Yep.
It'll be an 8-minute break pregame. So, hey man, what's up? How's your boy feeling?
He's had practice in the time.
Yeah. Hey, just let him go get the ball. Oh, I know, but that one with Buster where he had him beat, he had the whole side of the field. I'm like, just lay it up. Yeah.
Good.
Haircut.
It's all right.
I'm actually I gotta go pick
I
up
figured he would be.
Antonio Brown right now.
That's tough.
One of the things is just the timing and repetition. He's
Yeah.
working out at home in spring.
Antonio Brown.
Nah, not at all.
Where are you going to pick him up at?
My fantasy teams.
Oh.
That'll be a great game. That'll be that's the
No.
game of the week in town.
You need to sit here.
Here,
I don't need to sit there, but I want to make sure you can see. Unless John wants to scoot over.
I'll scoot over. Yeah. The only reason actually, how about this?
Exactly.
You sit here. I want to control this a little bit. You can? Okay.
That played awful today.
It's Galen, so if you want to drop it, it's fine.
Did you play golf today?
Yeah, I played awful.
Oh! Seriously?
I shot.
Yeah, I shot.
Hey,
I shot
30
a 40,
seconds.
I shot a 47.
What's that?
30 seconds.
I shot a 47.
Let's go
on
quiet.
the front nine. And I shot a triple on the first hole.
Hey, you might want to mute us.
That par 5?
Yeah.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
It's time for Marion County High School football. Let's go.
Muted, Nick. Welcome back. Welcome to Westport High School. I'm Galen Unold, and I am joined by a cast of characters with John Ivory's with me, and tonight the Forest Wildcats are in town here at Mark Vianello Field, and boys, just let's get right to it. This is a circle game for Westport. It's the game they've wanted to win all season. They haven't beat Forest in years. Tonight's a huge game for both teams.
Yeah, I think both teams have circled this game because at the end of the day, these are kind of both, I think, kind of middle of the road teams as far as I'm concerned here in Marion County. They're both trying to get over that hump. I think we can all agree at the top, in no particular order, we have Denellen, Vanguard, Trinity Catholic. But creeping up right behind them are these two programs, Westport High School and Forest High School. And this game, I think, whoever wins, I think, can say they're kind of getting over that hump to maybe get to that next level.
Yeah, especially with North Marion being a step below right now with the coaching change and everything else. And Coach Kaz, I know you weren't here last week, but the running game for the Wolfpack really looked good. Isaiah Hopkins had lots and lots of room to run. Several of them were called back. And tonight, I know Steve Rim really wants to run over that left side.
Yeah, after the Vanguard game, I felt really good. Even though the score was what it was, the game was a lot closer. And I kind of saw with them having not their good players like the quarterback, it looked to me like they bonded together as a team. They played hard. They had a couple pick six opportunities.
Yeah.
They ran the ball. The kids didn't quit. I mean, they played hard. And to me, that's the turning point of the season. I remember when we came back to Vanguard, we were at one time 1-4. We just lost an overtime game to Buchholz. And after that game, we're 1-4. And I told our kids and I told our coaches that we're going to playoffs. And they looked at me like I was crazy. We ended up winning out, and we beat Denellen, who was a 9-1 team, beat them first round of the playoffs. But I saw the same thing here that Steve has done with these guys. So it ought to be an exciting game tonight.
Well, and speaking of the running game, I will like to add to one of the guys I was looking forward to seeing back tonight, but he still is in concussion protocol, is number 4, Ordante Miller for the Westport Wolfpack. He's a great north-south runner. In my opinion, he is the best complement possible to a runner like an Elijah Hopkins, who's a lot more of a speed back. I mean, they're an excellent thunder and lightning combination, but we do get Jeremiah Lightsey back. We do get Chisholm back. I believe we get Calvin Williams back. So we have almost a full roster for the Westport Wolfpack, with the exception of Ordante Miller. And I do believe we do have a full roster tonight where for Forest High School, no one's a victim of the COVID protocol this weekend.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about this Forest team. Defensively, they've held their own. They held that Vanguard team to 7 points. They had a shutout. They were off last week. The week before, they had a shutout. And they're led by a quarterback, Steve Curry, his first year at Forest. I've seen him play the last 2 years at Vanguard. But the weapon, and arguably the best player on the field, is Burt. And Jamarian Burt. And if you haven't seen Jamarian Burt play, he's a special kid. He's got moves for days, and what he's worked on the most this offseason is his hands. And so now he's a real weapon out of the backfield, and you're going to see Forrest throw him a lot into the flats and try to get him to space. Yeah. And honestly, I think he's the only guy who can really hurt the Wolfpack tonight is Burt.
Well, not only is he a good player, but he looks the part too. I mean, he's got the size, he's got the length, he's got the vitals you're looking for. He's a guy you're going to be seeing playing at a big Power 5 school on Saturdays one day on national TV.
He's got real offers.
Yeah, real offers. I'm looking forward to this kid playing. But, the real storyline I'm looking at tonight and I was vocal about this on social media, and I got some flack for it, but it's the fact that the defensive coordinator for Forest High School is Matt Franklin, former head coach of Westport High School, who was here for how many years? 6, 7 years? But what's ironic about
Didn't
this
have a
whole
winning
thing,
record. Yeah.
but what's ironic is he's got a defense at Forest playing lights out. Never had a defense here at Westport, ever. And he actually, we text each other back and forth a little bit about it, and he said to me, he's like, John, to my defense, the issue is I was having to do everything at Westport. I didn't have anyone to help me coach the defense. So if you're having to do both things, sometimes you can only focus on one. I don't know, but hey, he is showing here, he is proving to us here that he does know how to coach defense. It's just happening at a different high school now. So kudos to him, but I'm looking forward to it because I think there may be some Westport players that maybe give him the eye from the sideline. Who knows? So we'll see.
And Coach Kaz, you know this, having done it. In Marion County, you're always going to have somebody on the other staff who coached with you the year before, or you have some type of a history with, just because it's not that big of a county. Does that matter at all?
Not really, because, I'll give you an example. Edwin Farmer.
Sure.
Edwin Farmer was here at Westport with me. When I went to Trinity for the 1 year, he was at Westport, and we beat him 50-0 at halftime. When I went to Vanguard that 1 year to help out, he was at Westport, and we beat them 21-something. So I guess, not saying anything, but you kind of know what they're doing. The same like Nick Saban. I'm not no Nick Saban, but his assistants, which are good, have a hard time beating them.
Well, and there's a lot of coaches out here that have a lot of previous relationships. The O-line coach / offensive coordinator for Forest High School is Mikey Pinard, who was with Coach Cass at Vanguard as well as Coach Rem. And I know to this day,
and he played for me here at Westport.
Yeah, played here at Westport. And I know to this day, Pinard and Coach Rem have a very good relationship. And then you've got Robin Williams, the head coach of Forest High School, who was the former starting quarterback for Vanguard High School back in the early 2000s, and he's kind of bounced around it. If he was at Bellevue, he was at Vanguard. But, yeah, so many of these coaches have crossed paths one way or another. So it's neat to see the camaraderie between the two different teams going at it here.
Yeah, and I think the key ingredient is at one time, Coach Kaz either coached or coached with every coach on the field. But, again, tonight, and there's also been a lot of player transfers. Jaden Hodge, who's everywhere, it seems like, on social media. He's a junior. He left Westport almost to the day that Steve Rim took the job, which I find fascinating because Steve Rim and I coached Jaden Hodge at MCYFL, and he left. You were on that staff, Cass.
Yeah.
Is when you showed up. He showed up a lot. But he left almost to the day he signed, and he went to Forest. And I've asked him, I'm like, why did you go to Forest? He goes, I think they're building something there. And so there's a lot of that cross-pollination that's going on between these two teams.
And not only that, but even we talked about Jamarian Burt earlier, as well as Isaiah Guy. This is their first year at Forest High School. They came over from Trinity Catholic.
Well, and Burt played the year before that at Lake
Weir. Yeah, so. This is Burt's third year, third different high school. So maybe he'll make it 4 next year. Who knows?
Yeah. Highest bidder.
Like Watkins, huh?
Yeah, like Watkins. He's trying to beat Watkins' record.
Trying to stay eligible. But, again, tonight's going to be a really, really fascinating game, and I can't wait. And let's talk about the offensive line for the Wolfpack. This is a unit that is really gelled. The first game of the year, that epic win at Bellevue where almost the entire offensive line wasn't there. They managed to pull out a win, but since then, this offensive line really anchored by Cotney and Hopkins up front, the big Hopkins, and then you've got Ramey on that left end position, left tackle position. They've been dominant. They were dominant against North Marion, and they were dominant last week against Lake Weir, and I expect to see more of that tonight.
Well, they got good size, and they're very athletic, and that helps you on the offensive line. So I'm kind of anxious. I like to see the quarterback matchup because you have Curry over there, Vanguard. And to me, his biggest problem was his release. When you watch him throw, he throws it from his ear, and at Vanguard, they had a lot of people jump up and tip it.
Yeah,
he couldn't throw those short passes or anything like that. because of his arm release. Where you see over here on the other side, Gavin has a high arm release. They might be the same size. So I'm anxious to see the matchup on those two over there throwing.
What I'm most excited to see tonight between the two quarterbacks is Savino and Curry. They are the same age. They've been playing against each other for how many years?
I'm going to give you a stat. Gavin Savino's never beaten Stephen Curry.
Well, and here's why, though. Curry has always been surrounded by amazing players.
He played for the senior
He played
Knights.
for the Knights back at MCYFL, Vanguard High School. So you took the words out of my mouth. Curry has always been, I guess, considered maybe I don't know if the better quarterback is the word.
Yes.
Probably the better because he's always had more success over Gavin. But now we're in a game tonight where I think we're a little bit more evenly matched, and Curry's not going to be blessed with the amazing athletes that he's been blessed with playing with the Vanguard and the MCYFL Knights all those years.
He's got Burt, and again, Burt belongs in that category.
Correct, but when you're at Vanguard, you got about 5 or 6
Yeah,
Burts.
you've got Savino and Rucker and Momo. He was throwing to Momo as a freshman. And we spent a lot of time on Momo a few halves ago. Yeah. But before we go any further, I do want to thank our presenting sponsor, and that's McCarson Electric. They've been in Marion County for 30 years. I didn't even know David was that old, but apparently he is. and so please.
I thought Leslie was only about 25. I mean,
you did see a video earlier. All right, but again, McCarson Electric, please reach out to them and make sure that you tell them that you heard about us right here on WOCA The Source.
How you doing?
And how about defensively for the Wildcats? They've been playing lights out, and as you mentioned, Franklin, former quarterback or former head coach here, and now he's the DC at Forest, and that defensive line is putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and it's anchored by a guy you really wouldn't expect it, and that's Elijah Russell, who's 6'8". He's played varsity basketball since he was a freshman. He's a good basketball player, and he's trying to become a really good defensive end. He does play straight up, and he plays on that right side, and I know offensively this Wolfpack team's going to go right and run right at him.
Well, watching the film, the big concern I have is usually on third down and long, Forrest does a great job of blitzing up the middle.
Yes.
So I don't know if Coach Rim can do a rollout or move the pocket to get away from that pressure and get him in an open area.
Well, I tell you
so it'll be interesting.
Well, one play they ran last week against Lake Weir that I think could work really good against a situation like that is running that little screen to Hopkins right over the top, over the middle of the field. Something like that could even work pretty good if they're blitzing up the middle a lot tonight. So if I'm sure we all know Coach Rem has seen that on film. Maybe we're going to see that play probably in the script, as we all know. A coach has scripted about the first 10 or 15 plays of the game. I can almost guarantee we're going to see that play in the first script here.
Well, and again, and you're going to hear in the interview, one of the things I talked to Steve, I'm like, you love formations. And he told me before the game, he said, I'm not running any trick plays. I'm running plays within my offense.
It's an extension of his offense.
And I laughed. But he did tell me there's going to be a couple of wrinkles. He did tell me he has a 5 tight end set. And I said, I don't know how that's possible, but I'd like to see it.
Well, that will stop. If they run outside zone play,
yeah.
I used to love to run that. You get the linebackers caught in, and you dip in and dip out, and they're all caught inside, and you got one-on-one with your secondary.
Absolutely.
So that might be a good play that he's got in there.
Before we go over to the interview, we want to talk about my prediction real quick.
Yeah, let's do your predictions.
Because I know you guys don't do predictions, but I'll do one.
Yeah,
I'll do one.
Yeah.
It's already on Twitter. I have Westport winning the ball game tonight, 13-10. What I think happens is I think this is going to be a low-scoring, defensive stalemate type game. Both defenses, in my opinion, have been playing great this year. And let's face it, neither offense for the offenses have been good, but they've kind of sputtered a little bit here and there. I think it's going to be a defensive battle, but I do think what happens is I do think Forrest has the lead late.
Ooh.
And I think Elijah Hopkins is going to be the X factor tonight, getting us a late special teams touchdown to win the game.
All right. Well, with that huge news from John Ivory.
Hey, just to mention, did you see Rim before the game? I'm going to talk to him. I said, boy, that head coach is getting to you. He goes, what do you mean? That beard is gray, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, again, we're going to step aside, and when we come back, we are going to hear from Steve Rim, the head coach for the Westport Wolfpack, before tonight's game against the Forest Wildcats. You're listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
I'm back. That's right, Tom Schmidt's back on WOCA with a show called Ocala Talks. We'll talk about everything Ocala and surrounding areas, plus a little bit of sports as well. Every weekday, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 12, Tom Schmidt's with Ocala Talks, right here on WOCA 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. Check out Tom starting October 1st. That's Thursday.
WOCA. Ocala.
Welcome back to high school football right here on WOCA The Source. I'm Galen Unold, and I'm joined right now with the head coach for the Westport Wolfpack right before kickoff tonight. And Coach Steve Rim, how are you feeling about tonight's game?
I can't wait. The kids can't wait. I tell you, I have anxiety every Thursday night, and last night was, I thought it was deep, but just hearing some of the kids and the stories, about they can't sleep. They just can't wait to get out there because it's almost like getting to play against your brother, So I'm just happy that the kids get this opportunity and we get to do it at home.
And again, with everything that you've gone through this season with COVID and it seems like everything else, tonight's the first night you're going to be at full strength this whole season.
Yeah, and it was a weird week of practice because I wasn't used to all the bodies, We run multiple sets. I really don't think, and I hope I'm not telling the game plan, we haven't run really the same offense this year, game to game, because it can vary. But the reason it's varying because we don't know who we're going to have on the roster. So this week, all bullets in the chamber, and we're just ready to start firing.
Does that help you with your depth, having gone through that gauntlet without all those players? Does that help you with your depth?
Yeah, we got a chance to see maybe a defensive lineman that could play fullback and give Larry a breather there at fullback. We actually found a couple freshmen that were more than willing and able to come up and make contributions. So to get a silver lining out of what's going on, yes, we found a lot of depth. Now, I'd rather keep that first line in there for the season and see how far we can go with that. But I appreciate the kids that stepped up in the absence of the kids that couldn't be here.
So tonight, this is your rivalry game. This is Westport's rivalry game. There's a lot there. There's former players from Westport who moved over. There's former coaches that moved over. Last year, they beat you pretty good on that hurricane makeup day on that Saturday game. Talk about what this game's going to mean for your program tonight.
Well, it's right now. I mean, I was looking back on Max Preps trying to see the last time Westport this far in the season had the record that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And
3-1.
Yeah, and I couldn't find it. So and then we've had some good teams here in the past here and there, but once again, just proud of these boys, and we just every week keep getting better. It seems like we're growing closer. It's always been a tight-knit group from the beginning, and they know that we all we have. So we're going to run with it.
Are you guys into a rhythm yet? Because, usually you get in that rhythm really preseason, but everything was off because there was no summer. This could really work. Are you guys finally starting to hit that rhythm?
Well, they're understanding the practice habits, and I tell you, one rhythm we're hitting is on defense, and I'm pleased that Daryl
Shutout
Collins
last week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if you're playing against the boys' club. A shutout is a shutout, So I'm proud of the way that the defense have stepped up with so many offensive players out due to protocol. So the defense is the one that's been keeping us in the games and propelling us a lot because they bring so much energy every Friday night.
And again, that defense, I could tell you guys really wanted the shutout. When's the last time your defense had a shutout?
Man, I could tell you last time we've been shut out, but I don't know.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
And this seems to be a season of firsts so far. You're as you mentioned, you're 3-1, and you haven't beat Forest in a very, very long time. You hadn't beat North Marion in a very, very long time. I think this county schedule is really helping you guys out, giving you guys a reason to fight every week.
Well, when we looked at the opportunity to play this year, at first it was the Seminoles and DeLands and Flagler Palm Coast, and I'm like, that's good. I think the average score on that was almost 40 to 6 or something like that last year. But when you get a chance to play against kids that you played against in whether it was MCYFL or Pop Warner or what have you, it brings out a little extra. And it's going to be a little all the games have been feisty. And that's what I like about it. When you're playing against a D-Land, you don't know those kids. Usually the alpha dog going to win, and whoever jumps on who first, that's how it's going to go down the rest of the game. Well, with this, these people are fighting the whole game. Even last week against Lake Ware, I give, coach over at Lake Ware some credit because his kids battled all 4 quarters, and they never quit, no matter what the score was.
And again, I love this schedule. I hope it becomes more normal. I hope you can play the Vanguards and the North Marions a lot more frequently. All right, Coach, any predictions for tonight? I love to ask people predictions, whether they want to answer it or not. What are your predictions for tonight?
I got a prediction. No trick plays. Smash mouth football.
That's not true.
I told you it's not a trick
play. You going to line
play.
up in an I formation?
Of course.
You run the I formation more than any high school coach I know.
It's
and it works
start.
for you because you have that lead blocker. And I didn't even mention it, but Hopkins hitting that cutback was phenomenal for you last week.
I feel when you have a running back and he can go one or two ways because of the block immediately in front of him, that puts him at an advantage. And, blocking is angles, but as long as you're making contact when the running back passes you, then we win. And that's what we teach. And last week, I gotta say, I mean, you got Braden Ramey and you got Marani Hopkins, who hasn't played a lot of offense before, and they're just making holes big enough to drive a truck through. But you look on film and you see Dalton Henry 40 yards downfield trying to pick up a backside safety. And it's just encouraging. And then when Hopkins goes over to him after the extra point and say, hey, man, way to go down there and get in the way of the safety, that makes him want to do it again. So these kids respect each other's job because they understand each other's job. And that's what's big. We're trying to teach not just football. We're going to go down here and run the ball. We want to score some points, keep them off the board. But what do you do? What is my partner doing so we can make this play, this series, this game work?
Hey, good luck, Coach Rim. We'll be back right after this.
WOCA.
Ocala.
Welcome back to
I can't hear him.
Westport High School. I'm Galen Unol, joined with Coach Castaneda and John Ivory. And I will tell you, the game has started early.
There we go.
And they've already had the kickoff. The Wildcats ran it up to about the 40, and now it's already second down after a handoff to the left side, picked up 4. Curry's going to come to the line. He's going to give it to his running back, who runs right up the middle, picks up 3. That's Antonio Krim. That's going to be third and about 4.
And that's our guy, Marani Hopkins, number 52 for Westport on the stop there. So going to see a third and short opportunity. Let's see what Coach Robin Williams dials up, or should I say Coach Penard, who I think is the OC. So let's see.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row where Westport has started the game early. They have to understand, I'm producing a pregame show here.
You're producing an Emmy Award-winning type of broadcast.
I've won 3 broadcasting awards in my career. None of them worth anything. All right, 3rd and 4. They're going to hand it off to Grimm again. He heads over the left side. He's got a first down. Breaks a tackle. Picks up 6. Maybe 7 is popped. Larry Brooks comes out with a football, but they're going to say he was down by forward progress. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on the Westport side of the 50.
Yeah, that was just a really nice run by the running back. He actually had contact, I think, right about the line of scrimmage, but kind of rolled off a couple of tacklers and got a few extra yards there.
Yeah, the offensive line did a good job coming out. He just made a good turn, a little spin move, and broke a tackle and got the first yard down that he needed.
So Forrest is coming out in a 3 wide out, 2 running backs, 1 each side. Antonio Krim gets it again. He heads over the left side, tries to get the edge.
Oh, good job.
But he's brought down by Strickland after maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, Strickland's a good-looking corner. I mean, he not only does he look the part, he's got the length, he's got the size, but he's not afraid to make contact. You don't see that in a lot of defensive backs who play the cornerback position.
He's a big guy. I think he's 6'2".
Yeah.
And Coach Rim and I were talking about him yesterday in our interview, and he goes, yeah, I came on campus. I said, who's this kid? They're like, yeah, he's too tall to play cornerback. And he looked at me and I said, what? He goes, yeah, that's what I said.
As long as you got the hips, it don't matter how tall you are.
That's right. So now the Wildcats are going to come out in a 4 wide outs, 3 to the bottom. They're going to give it to Grimm again. He's going to get it right at the yard.
He's doing a good job cutting back. They're getting good movement.
They're going to call it a 5-yard gain.
And they're not getting no backside help. So the defense has really got to squeeze down from the backside. They're getting yardage right there.
Yeah, the Wolfpack defensive line isn't getting any penetration, are they, Cass?
Well, they're not coming down. They're running away from them. They got to squeeze down and cut the cutback. And they're not doing that. They're going upfield.
And what Forrest is doing a good job with here too is they're just churning away. They're not they're ripping just a few yard runs at a time and chewing up a lot of clock doing this. So
8:33 left to go here in the first quarter. No score. First possession by the Wildcats as they move from our left to our right. They're wearing the white jerseys with green pants. Shotgun formation for Curry. He drops back. He's under all kinds of pressure. Rolls out to his right. Fires the ball deep, and it is going to be incomplete.
What a play.
Strickland made a great play there at the end to knock that ball away. That was a well-thrown ball by Curry.
Yeah, Leonard Hill, he did a great, or Leonard is how you pronounce his name, but Leonard Hill, number 11 for Westport, he credit him with making the quarterback hurry there, flushed Curry out of the pocket. Looked like he had a receiver somewhat open downfield, but Strickland did a great job making it up there. So
I think the ball was a little underthrown, and he made it be able to make it up and break a play.
Yeah.
Good defensive play.
Again, really tough throw there by Curry. Crosses body, rolling out to the right. And that's going to set up a 4th down and 4 here. Big play here for both teams as the ball sits at the 39. Curry's going to go underneath the center. They're going to go with a jumbo eye set. The deep man is Burt. He hasn't touched the ball yet, which kind of surprises me. 2 wide outs to the top, 1 to the bottom. And the left guard's going to jump off sides. That'll be 5-yard penalty against the Wildcats. And now the punter's going to come out.
So I think what was going on there is they were trying to draw him off sides. They were trying to draw
I
him
agree
off.
with you.
They were trying to draw him off sides, and they just didn't have the discipline for us to make it happen.
Well, and if you're looking at the kicking game, if this game does come down to a kick, the Forest Wildcats are a huge favor in that column. Grayson Waters is the kicker for Forest. He's going to stand at his own 43. Back deep is going to be Hopkins. Ooh, that's a bit of a shank. Goes to the left side, takes a great hop. It's going to bounce right to about the 21-yard line where it'll be downed at the 8:02 mark of the first quarter. The Wolfpack are going to get their first possession, boys. Good hold there by the defense for the Westport Wolfpack.
Yeah, came down to a 3rd and short, and it's really the pass rush that came up big there for the Westport Wolfpack.
Yeah, it looks like they brought a blitz there on 3rd down, Kaz, and that changed everything.
Well, Mike Penard now is an offensive line coach. So offensive line coaches, offensive coordinators usually tend to run the ball than throw it. So I'm anxious to see right here. But again, I don't know how Hopkins did last week on the fumble department, but, turnovers is going to dictate, the end of this game.
Well, here we go. So Wolfpack are going to come out in an I with 2 tight ends, and they're going to give it to the deep man Hopkins. He tries to find a hole, spin move, breaks a tackle, breaks 3. Should have lost 2 and somehow gained 2.
Well, and I will add there, they have Larry Brooks at fullback there as the lead blocker. So I don't know how much both ways Larry's going to play tonight, but he needs to be fresh on the defensive
well,
side of the ball.
he'll spot him. He'll know what to do. He'll spot him.
Well, he's not the homecoming king tonight, so he doesn't have any of that going on. But it'll be 2nd down and 8, and Savino is going to come to the line. Same formation. This time Buster's going to set up almost as a flanker there on the left side. I formation. Savino with the count. He's under pressure. Play action pass. He's got a man open in the flats, and it's caught. And he's going to be brought down just short of midfield. Great throw there by Savino.
That was a great throw to the wrong shoulder, and the guy had good coverage on him. It was just perfectly done there. Pass protection was good and a good fake on the running game.
Yeah, that was the tight end, number 11, Leonard Hill on the catch. Just a simple play action pass. Leonard Hill, who's the tight end, who did not have anyone outside of him, went on what I call a flag route, a corner route. And,
to the tight end, yeah.
Yeah, and
you got to remember
nice
that.
Touch.
He reminds me a lot of kid we had over here, Irvin Buffet, because nobody ever cut.
Toss sweep to Hopkins. He heads
Good
over
block.
the left side. Over midfield. He's got enough for a first down. He cuts back
There
and
you
he's brought
go.
down at the 36-yard line inside Forest territory.
Yeah, and like
Which
you
way
said,
they ran?
Left.
To the left. Yeah, they ran to the left. That's
Well,
right.
that's really outside. That's not over the left guard, but
No,
it looked like
it's to
the
the
tight
left
end
side.
sealed that side.
Left. I mean, there's right and there's left.
Well,
Does a good job by the fullback. Left the guy who wasn't going to make the play and went to the next guy. So that's good timing by the 2 running backs back there.
Well, Hopkins just showed his speed there getting to the edge. That's all.
The lead blocker had a chance, and he left the guy. He didn't block him. He went for the next guy,
Hopkins
which gave him
cut
another
that
5
back.
yards.
It was pretty. Again, I formation, 2 tight end set, 1 wide receiver to the top is my man Buster. They're going to hand it off to Hopkins. He hits the hole hard, picks up maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Now, I don't know if Steve has it, but if they had a little fullback trap.
Flag on the play. Little extracurricular activity.
Well, there's some trash talk going on out
yeah.
there.
There is.
Actually, outside there we had it looked like it was Buster Barnes and then the corner number 18 for Forrest, or maybe it was I can't really make out the number there. Maybe it was number 16, Zachary Williams. They were trash talking and little extracurricular activity after the play, and then
Now they get 15.
And then it looked like then there was other plays jawing at each other. So there's going to be a lot of emotions tonight. We expected this.
Well, it's
So
good
that
for the
ball's gonna-
referees to call it now, so that you can clean it up right now.
Absolutely. And Poole's the white cap, and he does a good job. Ball's going to now be moved all the way to the 49-yard line, just on the Forest side. It'll be 2nd down because that was a dead ball penalty.
Though, let
Water
the,
break.
Now that this is a good time to talk about it, but let the kids jaw a little bit. Why can't they jaw a little bit? Why got to throw flags? I mean, it'd be one thing if someone threw a punch at someone or slapped someone, but
I'm with Kaz on that. I think you call that
The thing
early.
is, you jaw jacking leads to slinging.
Correct.
And I did a basketball officiating for a long time, and once you clean up and call these fouls, the players know that's it. If I say another one, I'm going to get 15 yards.
I want to go on
so
record.
now they're keeping it clean.
You were
and
a
no problem.
terrible basketball official.
Who?
You. I want to go on record because I hate all officials. So I'm sure you were terrible at it.
I was a good basketball official.
All right. Well, just so you know who we are, I'm
And I knew
Galen
the
Udall.
officials that did football, so they were my buddies.
I'm Galen Udall. That's Alex Castaneda, longtime coach here in Marion County, and next to me is John Ivory.
Well, we were the
who
three
many people
amigos,
call
aren't
the
we?
troll of Marion County sports.
We're the three amigos right here, man.
All right, it's going to be 2nd down and 21. Savino's going to be in underneath the center. Hopkins is the deep man all by himself. 3 wideouts to the top. Tight end is to the left. Savino fumbles the snap. That ball is out. Let's see who comes up with it. It looks like the Forest Wildcats have recovered the fumble, and that's Gray. The linebacker came up, and Savino just never got it and fumbled it. And that's the kind of thing that can kill that young man's confidence.
Well, and what's even more killer about it is the penalty that put them at midfield because now you're giving Forest High School great field position, whereas before they were down by about the 35-yard line. Now Forest gets a short field to work with. Don't be surprised if they go long here on first down from midfield.
Yeah.
Sure. And now Curry's going to come to the line, 2 wide outs each way with a tight end to the left. Running back sits to Curry's right. He drops back. He looks to the left. Is under pressure. That ball's coming back on a hold. He hits Isaiah Guy in the flats who breaks a tackle. He's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown, but that ball is coming back. That was an obvious hold on Larry Brooks right at the spot. Oh, they're going to call that against the Wolfpack.
No,
all right. They're going to call that against. He was talking to the other team.
He was giving him the number of the person.
Number 77. It was the penalty was on number 77 for the Forest High School Wildcats. So
well, that's a lucky break they got over there. Getting a touchdown against them real quick. But again, this games like this come down to turnovers and mistakes.
Yeah, that was number 77.
That was a huge play.
Caleb Thompson for Forest.
Yeah, and he's a highly recruited, highly regarded kid. I know him a little bit. And he's somebody who's trying to get to that next level. That's not the way to do it. But in his defense, if he doesn't hold him, Curry gets creamed by Larry Brooks there.
Well, kudos to Curry there. I mean, Curry making basically something out of nothing. He really didn't have anyone open downfield. They were going long there.
Isaiah Guy made a nice play, too, to get in the end zone. All for naught as it's now first down and 25. 5:03 left to go in the first quarter. No score. Curry drops back. He's under pressure. Fires to the left side deep, and it is going to be out of bounds by about 4 or 5 yards. Not completable, and it looks like another
holding?
Is that another flag? I think it is. Against the Wildcats, the pool is talking to the offensive line. And let's see if there's a call there.
No, I just think he's talking to them about something. Who knows?
Right.
But
he's a good official.
He was going, and Curry was going deep there to Burt. Burt was the intended receiver, so they are trying to get him the ball here. But quite honestly, just not a very good pass.
Way out of bounds.
Way out of bounds. It was a duck. There was no spiral.
That's a long throw for a high school kid.
But he threw off his back foot.
No, it isn't.
He threw off his back foot.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's just his throwing motion that really hurts him.
All right, now they're going to hand it off.
Yeah, the guy's
and he's going to be brought down after a 3-yard gain. Grime on the carry. That's going to set up third and forever, Kaz. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. Again, you can see when he's running, the running back's doing a good job cutting back. There's no ceiling from the backside. They're going upfield, and he's got that open hole, and he'll break one if they keep it up like that. That'll break after a while.
Yeah, it's going to be third down and 22 here for the Wildcats as they move from our left to our right. If you're just joining us, this is the second possession for Forest. They moved all the way down into Wolfpack territory, couldn't capitalize. Penalties are killing both teams right now. It'll be, again, third and 22. Ball sits at the 37 for Curry. He drops back. He's going to look to his left. Now he fires over the middle, and it's going to be caught.
Oh.
What a catch by Burt. And he's going to be down at the 25-yard line. It'll be first and 10. Wolfpack flag on the play, right in the spot of holding. That's coming back. But what a catch by Burt.
Well, and, honestly, that was great recognition there by the offensive coordinator, Mikey Pinard. He actually put Burt in the slot there. He had two high safety and ran a skinny post right between the two high safeties.
You're not going to run with Burt. You're just not. You're just not.
Well, and a risky play call, too, on about third and 20, and you're doing that?
If you run a dive or something, you're gonna have third and 19.
Yeah.
So they might as well go for it. Hope
Fourth
you get a pass.
19.
But that was a great catch of the throw.
Well,
and
again,
like you said, you put him in the middle, and he's going against. You got your best player going against their third best defensive back.
Right.
Is that right?
So it's going to be third and 35, and Burt has worked on his hands tremendously. Great job by him. 2 wide outs each way. Grimes is the running back. Curry looks over in shotgun. He's going to fire it into the flat for Burt. Burt makes one man miss. Can't make 3 miss, and he's going to be brought down after a 2-yard gain.
That's a good job by the defense getting up there and gang tackling him.
Yeah, well, and that's just a classic. We're going to play it safe, third and 35 by the OC, Mikey Pinard. But at the end of the day, too, he did something where he was putting the ball into his playmaker's hands, Jamarian Burt.
In space.
Let's
exactly
see if
right.
he can do something.
Yeah.
So good Good play call.
I
But
look for Hopkins to get a good return here.
2 penalties on that drive killed DeForest momentum. They had big plays on both of them and had holding on both of them as well. Both teams coming out a little, let's say, ungood or not solid and making a lot of mistakes. There's the punt by Grayson Waters. It's going to bounce out of bounds, almost at the flag stick. It'll be down at the Wolfpack side of the 50, right at the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the second possession of the game. And again, I want to thank McCarson Electric for their support.
Forrest keeps on blitzing their middle linebacker, so they got a 5-man front. So they're really getting outnumbered running Lee or ISO right up the middle. Well, so they need to go off tackle or outside, which I think they'll have good success.
Well, I'm curious to see how Gavin Savino bounces back after the turnover.
Well,
on that
I don't
drive,
think it was a bad snap on his part because the center was the one grabbing his head. You know, I think the guy jumped in the gap and the center just took off and gave him a bad snap.
So here we go. It's 1st and 10, second possession of the game for Savino and his pack. They're going to stay in that 2 tight end I formation. Nope, check that. They're going to bring.
He's uncovered. He's uncovered,
we
Gavin.
have an uncovered receiver.
Throw it to him. Good job. Oh!
Vasquez couldn't come down with it, and that'll set up 2nd and 10.
So Forest High School, they had a missed coverage. They didn't have anyone covering the wide receiver Velasquez. So Gavin just threw it very quickly to him, but unfortunately overthrew him. I think, and I think Gavin was expecting Velasquez to keep going. Velasquez.
No.
Well, I think he was expecting him to stop and just throw it there.
Yeah.
Correct.
And they're taught, at least we teach our quarterbacks, that Gavin's one of mine, that they always look left and right. If the guy's uncovered, they just turn and throw it to him.
Yeah. Oh, he was one. And what they did, Rim pulled a little trickery. He got inside the hash marks late to make him eligible. Now they're going to run a toss sweep to Hopkins.
Oh, he cut
cuts
it back.
It up the middle.
Should have stayed
outside.
outside.
He had a hole, and that'll set up 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, he's trying to cut back too much.
Hey, you know, there's some talk going on out there. You know,
that was Lightsey. I'm sorry, that wasn't Hopkins.
That was Lightsey. You know, and I'm surprised Forrest didn't get a penalty on that. They looked like someone even kind of kicked him while he was on the ground.
I don't know about that.
Like. I don't know.
I think if Lightsey would have stayed outside, he'd have got a lot more yardage.
Yeah, and the running backs coach is telling him that too.
Yeah.
There was a hole there. So now Hopkins is going to come back at the running back position. He's playing both ways. It's taken a lot for him to come off the field tonight. Toss sweep again to the left. That's going to come back on a flag. And he's got the edge. He's over, enough for the 1st down, knocked out of bounds right about the 40-yard line. But that ball's coming back. I believe it was a false start on the wide receiver.
Again, these penalties are killing both teams.
Yeah, it
looked like plays.
Yeah, it looked like it was on number 10, Velasquez.
That's a good call he made because they're blitzing up the middle. And again, he's getting outside leverage. This time, Hopkins stayed outside where Lightsey cut in.
They're talking about it. Let's see what the call is on the field. It's either 3rd and 15 or it is going to be 1st down.
No.
They've picked up the ball.
Oh, they picked up the flag.
Wait. 1st down, Wolfpack.
The only thing I could think there is I think what he was probably calling that got waved off was maybe an illegal formation, and maybe they clarified it was not an illegal formation.
Yeah, one was a flanker, one was a split end.
You're not going to wave off a false start or a hold, but you can wave off an illegal formation.
I didn't see anything weird with that formation. It was a pretty traditional
on a running
formation.
play, unless you have enough, you don't have enough men on the line.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I formation. One wide out to the top. Savino looks that way. He fires into the slant. He's got Buster at the 30. He pulls ahead and pulls 2 guys with him to the 26. It's 1st and 10.
That was a nice throw and catch.
Yeah, just a simple slant pass there.
Steve,
Buster, great concentration because the corner was literally right on his back.
He threw it right in his chest.
Yeah, perfect pass.
Steve's got him all closed in, and he's getting his one-on-one coverage with his best receiver.
Making it simple, too.
Make it a very simple throw for Buster.
All right, so.
See how they're all in tight?
Westport moves from our right
now
to our left.
Now he could probably run a corner route.
1:31 left to go. They're going to do a toss sweep right to Hopkins. He's got the edge. He's got 10. He's got 20. He's inside the 5, and he's pulled down right at the goal line. It'll be just short. It'll be 1st and goal, Wolfpack.
Yeah, like you said, Coach Cass called it. He's bringing them all in tight. And quite honestly, the Force defense, they're just not adjusting to this. They're not.
Well, they're blitzing everybody in the middle.
Yeah.
And the only thing they got to do is have 1 or 2 blocks on the outside, and you got your best runner making plays. And that's what you want.
Sooner or later, they're going to have to figure out that they can't keep blitzing up the middle, and they're going to have to give some edge support.
I formation, jumbo set. They're going to give it to the deep man, and I believe that's Hopkins. And he's going to lose 2 yards. That'll be 3rd and goal. They're going to mark that down at the 2 as Savino runs to the sideline with 56 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
But right now what's going to happen, with him, once Forrest starts adjusting to the outside, now you can run it up the middle.
Yeah.
So it's a chess match what he's doing over here.
Well, we got McCarson coming in the game here, so that means I think we're going to have that 5 tight end set.
Was that a Wildcat?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought
they
Savino
ran
was
ISO.
in the game. I thought they did too. It looked like just a belly play. But they do have the big man Brooks in the backfield. Hopkins stands behind him. They're going to have Buster in tight, standing up on the left side. Savino's going to hand it off to Hopkins. He breaks to the right, juke back to the middle. It gets into the end zone for the first points of the game. It's 6-0 Wolfpack.
That was a good play off tackle. Again, they sealed in. Nobody's outside. He ran it right off tackle and open hole.
Great series of play calls there by Coach Rem over at Westport. Literally, it seemed like he came out in a new formation every play. And there was nothing special about the plays he was running. It was the same plays, just different looks, different formations.
But it's the mismatches he's getting.
Yeah.
Correct.
He's got good blockers, and they're blocking down and getting to the outside. The defensive backs have got to make a
Kirian
play
with
on
the
Hopkins.
kick, and it's up, and this is important. And it's good. And I
Holy
mean,
mackerel.
not by much. That ball maybe went 16 yards for the extra point. 7-0.
I'm on the edge of my seat every time Westport is kicking the ball. So.
Hey, and one thing I want to mention, we're 16 seconds into the first quarter, or left in the first quarter, 7-0 Wolfpack. And I've covered a lot of high school football games all over the country. I did it in Maryland. I did it in D.C. I've done it in Jacksonville, Gainesville. I've been all over. Steve Rim runs more formations in the first quarter of his football games than some teams run all season. Is that your fault, Cass?
When we came to Westport,
I can't hear myself.
we did not know what kind of kids we were going to have. So we put a playbook together that has 108 formations from wishbone to no back. Now, right now, our philosophy, or mine was, you start out with the eye because you teach your younger kids.
Here's an extra kick. They're doing something interesting there. There's kind of a pooch almost onside kick.
Well, that's good because you don't want to kick it there to good guys.
No, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the Wildcats on their 42. Again, 15 seconds left in the first quarter. The Wolfpack took their second possession and got in for the touchdown.
But the difference on the formations is just, you got to you can't line up in the same thing over and over because defenses hurt when they got to think. You let a defense out there and just they see this the whole time, they can adjust, they play good. But you make them think, they stink. And that's the thing that Steve's trying to do is make them think on their alignments, and they're going to miss it because they probably haven't seen this in practice at all this year.
Hey, I do want to point out one thing. This offensive line for the Wolfpack, on that touchdown run, Dalton Henry just leveled the defensive end for the Forest Wildcats to get Hopkins into the end zone, and we don't recognize that offensive line enough. So with 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Curry's going to continue to work from our left to our right. He's in shotgun, 2 wide outs each way. Burt is to the bottom.
Burt is uncovered. He ought to throw it to him right now.
Oh, he's in the slot. Curry looks that way. Now he comes back to the left. He's going to fire deep, and he's looking for Isaiah Guy, but that ball's underthrown by a good 8 yards.
Now, let me ask you. You see, he didn't look in the middle of the field. He looked right at his target. And this is a problem I have with him, watching him over the years. Burke is wide open, uncovered. You just take a step, hit Burke, and just go.
And Hopkins.
And they're not doing that. They're trying to throw it deep. And not looking at the coverage.
Hopkins and McCarson are talking about there was a miscommunication there.
Well, the guy was 10, 15 yards off.
Is that what it was?
All he had to do was just throw it to him.
Well, we'll have to credit there, too, Buster Barnes on the coverage. So
there you go.
Yeah, so.
We don't give Buster enough love, apparently, on this broadcast.
No, not enough.
I haven't gotten a hug from Buster in a while. He owes me a hug. So, Buster, if you're listening to this, you owe me a hug.
Buster's taking a breather right now.
Buster's one of my favorites. I got a lot of favorites. Somebody told me that.
We got Bird on the bottom slot here now to the boundary instead of the field. So
he's going to be covered by Kamori Mathis.
Quick. They're
going to give it to him on the end around. He heads over the left side. He's got the edge, and he breaks a tackle. He's got 10, and he's knocked out of bounds after about an 18-yard gain.
Flag.
Isaiah Guy's not moving. So I think that's holding on him. And again, they're going to try to get Burt the ball as much as possible. But so far, every time he touches the ball, it's a penalty.
You know, and it's interesting. I was wondering, I'm like, gosh, why do they have Burt in the slot to the boundary, the short side of the field?
Well, they ran him wide.
And then they motion him to the backfield for that jet sweep. So that's why they had him there. Otherwise, I was wondering, why would you put your playmaker on the short side of the field like that? But that's why they did it, because they were getting him to the field side.
So here we are at the end of the first quarter. It'll end on that penalty. And I think that's the fourth holding call of this game on the Wildcats. And one of the things they were really proud of is I think they're going to do one untimed down. I'm sorry. One untimed down here.
You know, and I tell you, the Coach Robin Williams, he's got to be sick to his stomach right now with all these penalties. I'm sure, probably, at halftime, he's going to get on his guys about this, because if not for the penalties, it'd be a tie ball game right now. So.
And again, he already had the edge when the call, so it'll be an untimed down here.
Tight.
Second down and 20. They're going to do a toss sweep to Grime. He picks up 4, but football came out. And let's see who recovered. It looks like the Wildcats recovered. Boy, there was a pop there on the left side. But that's going to be the end of the first quarter. At the score is 7-0. The Wolfpack lead. You're listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
I'm back. That's right. Tom Schmidt's back on WOCA with a show called Ocala Talks. We'll talk about everything Ocala and surrounding areas, plus a little bit of sports as well. Every weekday, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 12, Tom Schmidt's with Ocala Talks, right here on WOCA, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. Check out Tom starting October 1st. That's Thursday.
WOCA. Ocala.
Who's that?
Rick Burton at the Trump rally.
Richard.
Welcome back to
Banana hammock.
Mark Vianello Field here at Westport High School. The Wolfpack lead the Forest Wildcats 7-0 at the start of the second quarter. So Curry's going to be in shotgun,
tight.
2 wideouts each way. Grimes is the running back to his left. Curry drops back. He fires over the middle, and the quarterback looked like Isaiah Guy never saw the ball, and now he's rolling around. Wonder if he's got a cramp or got landed on there.
I think he got hit.
Well, and Elijah Hopkins had him covered. I mean, he wasn't even open. I don't know why the ball was thrown there.
Isaiah Guy and Hopkins have played together their whole lives. Isaiah Guy's never going to be open against Hopkins. I'm going to just tell you that right now.
Well, there's not many guys in the county that I think can outrun Hopkins on a route.
Burt and Rucker are the only two that come to mind.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if they can get a good
Because
punt
Burt
here,
is
get a good
faster
return.
than Hopkins. Yeah. I've seen that. All right, so now Grayson Waters is going to come in for the punt on this 4th down and 16. 11:55 to the left to go in the second quarter. Waters puts his foot in the ball. Little ugly thing that bounces at the 40, bounces sideways, and they didn't down it. They lost 2 yards after the bounce. It'll be 1st and 10 Wolfpack from their own 42. And after the Lice drive the last time the Wolfpack have the ball, Savino and his pack are coming to the line.
Yeah, and the Westport defense coming up big there. Really, and that was pass coverage. Forrest kind of got away from the run game on that series. Tried slinging it around, unsuccessful, and the pass coverage for the Westport Wolfpack really did a good job.
Well, they have been handling the run, though, Kaz. This Wolfpack defense has been handling that Forrest running game.
Well, let's see if he runs sweep now. See if he gets outside.
All right, back
two
set.
back to the shot.
Brooks is to the left. Hopkins is to the right. That's an illegal snap, and thank goodness a flag came out because
Was it offsides?
that ball went right past Savino. Savino was not ready for that
Savino was
football.
not ready. I don't know what the center was doing there.
They threw the flag from the back judge. They landed at the same place. Maybe they just weren't ready. Maybe they didn't whistle the – nope. Offsides, Forrest.
See that one
I wonder
guy,
if they hit the
nose
center.
guy, the linebacker coming up is getting in the
Yeah,
neutral
I'm thinking the center got hit, which is why, and that caused him to snap the ball.
Or he saw it and snapped it.
Yeah.
That's William Cotney, and Cotney is as a sophomore is smart enough to do that.
I questioned
Is
Cotney
he-
what he was doing, and then that's why. So
Is
he
Cotney
outsmarted me.
Cotney playing center?
Yeah, you love Cotney.
Oh, I tell you what,
He's a coach's dream, isn't
I
he?
love coaching him, and I think center's his position. I think he's going to be one of the better players to come out of here.
1st and 5 now for the Wolfpack, and again, hard snap,
Offsides
and that's
again.
going to be on Forrest again. And one of the tricks of the trade is whichever side they throw the flag on, that's who it's on. That's going to be against the Wildcats. And how many penalties have we had tonight, boys,
Gosh.
against Forrest?
Well, Steve's doing a good job changing the count. That'll stop that blitz. And the discipline on the offensive line or the offensive side of the ball is really helping Westport now.
And that was against Elijah Russell, the 6'8" defensive end.
I don't know if it was only him. It looked like about 3 or 4 guys jumped off.
Well, the official pointed at him, and then they were talking back and forth.
Well, they had to point at one guy, but there was about 3 of them.
1st and 10 there. Savino's going to give it to Hopkins out of the backfield. He runs to the left side, and that'll be a gain of 4, and the clock runs here.
Boy,
7
that
up
left
Wolfpack.
side's really coming off the ball there, aren't they?
Well, again, you got Ramey over there. You got Hopkins. Flag on the play, post, and that's 2 Wildcats are just jawing. There's some frustration. That's Jaden Hodge,
No,
ladies and
no,
gentlemen.
not Jaden.
That's number 8.
It was Jaden Hodge.
That's
yeah.
Jaden Hodge.
Yeah, Jaden Hodge is drawn, and he's getting the penalty, and his teammates are getting on him right now.
Robin needs to take him out and cool him off.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't made a play yet, and they're running basically right at him. That's one of the things that Steve Rim wanted to do is run at the right side of that defense.
Well, and he's a guy. Quite honestly, we're already a quarter of play, and we haven't called Jaden Hodge's name once tonight in terms
This
of
is
making a play.
This is a good move by the officials. Calling a
So they're-
timeout here.
Timeout here for the Wildcats. And just let me reset the scene. And before I do that, I want to thank McCarson Electric. They've been in Marion County for 30 years. If you need anything done, residential, commercial, medical equipment, you got a new building. If you're big money like John Ivory and you buy a new house, but you can't figure out your ceiling fan,
Yeah, my daughter just bought
call
a house.
David McCarson, 352-812-4486. I don't think he's going to
bedroom,
North
3
Carolina, Cass. But that number again is 352-812-4486. So here we go. It's 11:30 left to go in the half. It's 7-0 Wolfpack, but the story of the game, boys, is really been penalties.
Yeah, well, and I tell you, too, on that last penalty that they called on Hodge for John, saying whatever he said, I want to point out number 57 for Forrest, Teo Leaks. He really got on Hodge. I mean, you could tell Leaks is probably one of the leaders on that team, and he was really trying to get him calmed down.
So Savina's going to – there's a flag on the play, and that time it's on the Westport side, so that may be a make good.
Motion.
Is that what it was? Yeah, offsides.
I guess it was a wide receiver lined up offsides.
1st and 15. That's one of those silly
which should
ones.
never happen.
And again, let me tell you where the ball sits now. It was 1st and 10 from the Forest 29. Now it'll be 1st and 15 from the Forest 34. That's an incredibly bad penalty for Jaden Hodge and the Forest Wildcats. And I think that's 7 or 8 now on the Wildcats here in the first half.
You know, and I'm not sure if I see Jaden Hodge in the game. I think they took him out.
I think he took him out.
They took him out.
Shotgun for Savino. He's going to give it to Hopkins, who shakes a tackle in the backfield. Should have been brought down for a loss. Elijah Russell had him dead to rights, and Russell shook him out of his shoes and managed to gain 2 when he should have lost 7.
Well, they're getting some penetration through that right side, so he might want to go in I formation and stay left and run sweep left.
Yeah, it looks like they put number 32, Tyrius Carter, in the game for Jaden Hodge. So they're going to let Jaden cool his emotions.
Well,
here a
and
little
again, Jaden, I've known him for a long time.
This is an emotional game for him.
This is a big game for him.
It's emotional game.
He
for him.
went to Forest because he thought Forest was a better program. And for them to lose tonight would be devastating for him. Second down and 14. Savino's going to call the snap and shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff, little play action pass. That ball is nearly picked off, intended for Lightsey. Oh, boy. That would have changed the game.
Well, it was intended for the tight end, number 11,
was that Hill?
Leonard Hill, and it was just a simple play action, and he ran what I call just a little stick route where the tight end just runs a little 5-yard, turns outside in that open area, but there was really no open area.
And Kaz,
he kind of threw kind of hard too.
This is 4-down territory, right? You got to call something and get this chunk because it's 3rd and 14.
3rd and 14, yeah. You're on the other opponent's.
Well, see if you get half of it. Get something where you can. I'd send a receiver deep and one about 10 yards out.
How about a screen play right here, boys?
And hit it.
Screen, or you run a little comeback route here.
2 wideouts, 1 each way, with a double tight end set. All kinds of motion and stopping. And Steve Rim didn't like what he saw, so he calls a timeout. And that'll give us a chance again to thank McCarson Electric. Call them, 352-812-4486. Our score here at Westport High School is 7-0, and it's a big play here for Westport.
Yeah, if like you guys said, you're in 2-down territory. If it's me, I'm running probably some type of a 12-yard comeback route to Buster here at the bottom of the field, 1-on-1. That's what I'm going with.
Kaz?
Sweep.
Toss sweep.
But you're bringing everybody in, right?
You're blitzing people. Bring them outside. Try to run the sweep to the left side. You got a lot of room out there.
It looks like Franklin.
The only thing you need is 10 yards, and then you got an opportunity to get.
And it looks like Franklin's adjusted. He's actually got the splits on the linebackers a lot wider now. They're almost lined up on the each tackle because before they were bunched.
Him thinking you're going to throw the ball, he's going to send the heat. Mm-hmm. Unless they just play a little prevent and just say here, but they got 2 down.
So Westport's going to come directly to the line.
And he's in the I formation.
Savino's going to be underneath the center. Tight end is
Buster versus Burt 1-on-1, top of the field.
He flipped the guy over.
Savino's going to he's going to hand it off, fake it. Now he's going to fire it into the flats. That ball just took too long, intended for Leonard Hill. He had a man at the 10.
Gavin didn't put no air under the ball. He threw a line drive.
But, hey, we got to credit
All he had to do was throw some air under it and lead him, and it had been a touchdown.
We got to credit the defense, though. That was the backup safety who came in for Hodge
he did
there.
a good play.
Terrace Carter on the coverage there. He
should have picked it.
Yeah, but he made up some ground there, too, because Leonard was open, and he made up some good ground when he saw the ball in the air.
Yeah, but Gavin should have put more air under that ball.
He had him wide open. It was a
the
beautiful.
only thing he had to do was he had nothing but green beyond him.
So beautifully designed play.
Fourth and 13 here. So
ball sits right at the 31. 10:32 left to go in the half. They've got Larry Brooks, the big fullback, in. Hopkins stands behind him. Savino hard count. He's going to fake it. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a guy in the end zone. That's Buster, and that's going to be a flag. No flag.
That's a good play.
Good play.
That's a missed call there.
That was
I don't know. I thought it was a great play.
He was all over him. He hit
him before the ball got.
He tackled him in the end zone before the ball even
got there.
Good coverage.
If it's not called.
Well, the coverage was Isaiah Guy in the coverage. He had him covered, but he tackled him before the ball even got there. He didn't have to do that. He had him covered.
Yeah, it looked like his hands got up there in his hands, and they were just, you're using the hands.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think that's a missed call. I think that should have been PI.
So here we are. It is 1st and 10. 10:25 left to go here in the first half. 7-0 Wolfpack.
All right, they got to really buckle down here.
Curry's in shotgun, running back each side. They're going to give it to Grimes. He heads over the right side. He moves the pile, still has his feet, picks up 4. Looked like he was only going to gain 2, but that line got a little momentum and pushed him forward.
Well, they're going back to what they
Krim,
did.
Not Grimes, Krim.
Well,
they're going back to what they did the first series. They're running the ball real well.
We had a pronunciation issue there. Antonio Krim, not Grimes.
I am an idiot. Let's be very clear about that. That'll set up 2nd down and 6. If you have any problems, send any emails or you want to complain about something, send it to Dan at WOCA.com. All right, so here come the Wildcats. Moving from our right to our left. Running back to each side, 3 wideouts. Curry throws to the flats, and that one hop's a wide open receiver. He had all kinds of time.
Yeah, and I
all
tell
kinds
you,
of space, rather.
They had Burt in the slot there. They're just trying to get him the ball in open space, and there was really no one around him.
There hasn't been anybody around him in the slot.
Yeah,
I told you that before. Curry's problem is he throws the ball from behind his ear, and he doesn't get no height on the ball. That went right down to the ground.
Yeah, well,
yeah, that was
release point
intended
is
for
way down in front.
And
that was intended for Samuel. That wasn't Burt, but again,
Well, that
not a
slot's
well
been
thrown ball.
open.
Yeah. So
He's
now
open again. He's open again.
Burt's in the slot.
Just run a stop route with him.
Same formation. Crime is going to get the handoff. He heads over the right side, breaks the tackle, breaks two. He's got the first down. He's got the edge. He's over midfield. He's inside the 40, knocked out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 Wildcats inside Wolfpack territory.
Well, this is what they did in the first series. They came out running the ball with success, and then they started throwing it around or whatever. But now they're just running the ball right at them.
Yeah, Forrest just needs to keep running the ball.
Their running backs are running very hard.
Crime did a great job of bouncing that up. Crim. Is it Crim?
It's Crim. C-R-I-M.
That's not
I believe I coached.
All right.
I believe I coached his father.
Probably.
Time
Kaz.
Crim.
All right. Same formation. Curry's going to hand it off to Crim. I got it right that time. He heads up the middle. Spin move. Manages to pick up 7. They'll call it 6 after the spot. It'll set up second down and 4.
Well, that left side of the
our score.
Wolfpack line is really getting blown back.
And a good job there by Crim to bounce that back up on the right side to get that space.
Yeah, Crim's he's a tough runner. He's a good looking back.
Crim.
He does a good job of yards after contact. I mean, that's what I've noticed a lot about
He's
him.
He's a 5'10", 205-pound junior, so he's bringing the load. Now they're going to, again, 2 running backs. Crim sets up to Curry's left. They're going to give it again. He heads over the right side. He's got a hole. He's got the first down. They move the pile, and the pile gets that first down. Great effort there by the right side of that offensive line.
That time they actually handed the ball to number 9, Nylane Seymour. Seymour on the carry, and he's a big boy. He's kind of a bowling ball out there.
Well, he's shoring up now. He's bringing 2 big boys down in there.
He's bringing in Ramey.
But the thing is, they got to protect their left side of the defense.
Interesting, too, they took Marani Hopkins out of the game for Westport.
1st and 10, ball sits at the 28-yard line of the Wolfpack. They're going to give it again to Crim. Who is that?
Seymour
again.
That's Seymour.
Is that number 5?
9.
Man, I cannot see these numbers.
So they're going to run that play until they stop it. I think they stopped it, so they're probably running to the other side.
Well,
now.
you bring in Ramey, and Ramey decided he had enough of that and brought him down for a 2-yard loss. You and I know Ramey pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Kid has that. He's just nasty. And again, I was with him for 2 years. In a good offensive football player way. He started more fights than the whole team combined. 2 wide receivers each way. The lone setback is Seymour. Curry looks over in shotgun. He drops back, looks to his left, fires to the left, way overthrown. Not a well-thrown ball there.
And Burt, he just ran a simple curl route, and he was open.
Wide open.
Wide open. What they kind of did there is they high-load the corner Strickland there because they sent the slot guy, Isaiah Guy, on what looked like a corner route, and he was kind of having to make a decision here. Which way do I go? It was kind of an extension of the smash route.
Yeah, the smash route.
Just not a hitch. It was a curl instead. But, yeah, Curry just completely overthrew him.
All right, so they're bringing players on and off the field. 3rd and 11 here. You got to think this is 4-down territory for the Wildcats. 2 wideouts each way. Seymour's the running back. He's going to get it. He heads over the left side. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage by Ramey, and that's going to be 4th down and maybe 9.
Oh, yeah, he had the football there.
What's that?
I guess they blew the whistle.
Oh, Ramey came in and just shut everything down. He's off the field now.
All right,
subbed out in the 4th down and 10.
All right, you got to watch that they don't a long count here.
Jet sweep to Burt. You got to get the ball into your best player hand here, don't you? As the ball sits at the 27.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see where Burt lines up here, boys. He's down to the bottom, and they're going to give it to the running back. He heads over the right side. Doesn't like what he sees. Pulls it back around and reverses field. Gets a block. and he's got enough for the first down. What a run there by Krim, and he's going to gain 14. That'll be enough to move the chains inside the 20-yard line.
I thought the white hat reached for his back pocket because it looked like there's a clip.
Yeah, but it was clean. He got his head across, and I'm trying to see who made the block. I mean, that was a heck of a block by
I think it was a quarterback.
They're going to say he's right at the stick. I thought he had more than enough for a first down, and they do. Poole calls it a first down. I thought he was well past the yardstick.
I tell you, though, if I'm Daryl Collins at Westport, I am livid. That is just unacceptable. 4th and 10, and they just run a simple run play to the left. Bounces off 2 tacklers, cuts it all the way across field, and outruns the entire team to the corner for
he
a first down.
He didn't have no contain.
Well, he had a guy in contain. Krim just got by him. And then there was no defensive back help. The linebackers had flowed. They had stuffed that run initially. A lot of credit to Krim there on that run.
Oh, yeah, that's a heck of a run. Good effort.
I do have a score update here while we're on a break. Vanguard is beating Denellen in the first quarter 7-3. And I don't know who scored, though, because I'm actually getting a text message from someone at the game about that.
7-3.
7-3.
Vanguard.
You don't see anything on Ocala Preps because they're terrible now. They don't keep you updated for anything.
Volleyball.
Yeah, I think John Patton just likes going to the volleyball
wherever
games.
Ansley's at, she does a good job.
Well, she's apparently not at the Vanguard game.
You may be blocked. I'm Galen. That's John Ivory, the troll of Marion County, and we're joined by Alex Castaneda, the coach of Marion County.
Well, she is at Vanguard. So
all right. 1st and 10.
Ocala Preps just is not retweeting what she's doing.
Correct.
John Patton.
Yeah, follow her. She's fantastic.
I'll follow her.
All right, they're going to hand it off this time to Seymour. He heads up the middle, carries a couple of guys, and the Forest Wildcats offensive line is getting it done at second down and 6.
They're killing them on that right side. I mean, they are just getting 5 yards a clip.
Lydell's over there now. They're small on that side, and now they're going to bring in a little bit more size. And Steve Rim and all the boys and Stokes are just shuffling guys in, trying to find one answer. I see Hunter comes off the field. 5:45 left to go in the half. 7-0 Wolfpack, but the Forest Wildcats are driving. They're going to hand it off the middle. Brooks blitzed on that, and Krim, jeez.
He cut back
Krim
and got
cut
away
back
from
and
him.
made a good job.
We haven't called Larry Brooks' name very much tonight. I think what they're doing is they're just running away from him. They say, hey,
it's not a bad plan.
Where's big number 7 at? We're not going to run.
It's not like you're going to hide him. The dude's 6'3", 220. I think he'd be great in a 3-4 as an outside linebacker. All right, here we go.
I think he'd be great in any system.
3rd and 5. Oh, and the Wolfpack jump off sides.
First down.
And that's on our guy Brooks.
I don't know if it was Brooks or if he made contact or the right guard that was in there on that play.
I think 2 of them jumped.
Yeah.
Looked like it.
By the way, do we have
Tice
the ability to
too.
zoom in on this?
If you want to do that, you can zoom. It's an iPhone.
Look at that.
There you go. Again, you're the camera operator. John Ivory, troll of Marion
You can
County.
get on there. You can see real good. There you go.
It'll be 1st and goal after the penalty. Ball's going to sit at the 9. 4:46 left to go. 7-0's our score.
I bet you our viewers are loving that right now. I just zoomed in for
Bert's
them.
all by himself to the bottom. They're going to give it to the running back, Seymour. He tries to get the edge. Nice stiff arm. But I'll tell you what, Strickland, no, that's Kamori Mathis, came up and put a pop on him for no gain.
Yeah, just the Westport defense, I think they're kind of nutting up here and saying, you're not going to get in this end zone.
Hey, I will tell you, Bert is now man-on-man coverage with Strickland, and that's been a really fun matchup. Let's see if Curry tries to take a shot here on a fade route or something.
No,
Fade to the left?
Listen,
Yeah.
quite
To the wide
honestly,
side?
I think Coach Pinard is going to get away from any type of passing game here, and he's just going to keep running the ball. That's just my opinion.
All right, 1st and goal from the 9 for Forest. They're going to hand it off. They're going to give it to the fullback this time, the bigger guy.
Well,
he
they're
picks
running-
up 3. That'll be 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line.
They're
Yeah.
running an isolation play, and that running back is coming up there and picking up the linebacker.
Yeah.
So they're getting good. It's a big hole there, but they closed it pretty quick.
Trying to make out the number there. Looks like almost looked like his number like 62 or something, or 52, but
I
that's
thought it
not
was-
a running back number.
I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
Again, the numbers with the lighting here.
Yeah,
it's tough.
with the yellow numbers on a white shirt, it doesn't do us any justice.
No. 3rd and goal from the 5. 3:16 left to go here in the half. 2 wideouts to the top, 1 to the bottom. They're going to send Burt in motion. They're going to fake it to him. Krim gets it. He breaks the tackle in the backfield, but doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and goal, and it's decision time for Robin Williams.
Well, they faked the speed sweep. Was that open? Did you see it?
No, it was not.
No, it wasn't.
The
but
cornerbacks were crashing on
I will
that.
say that there. The guy who really went in there and disrupted that play was number 44 for Westport, Ryan Reed.
Yeah.
He tried arm tackling him, so he didn't tackle him, but he slowed him up enough to where
Everybody
the entire
can come
Westport Wolfpack defense is completely gang tackled him.
This will be this play here, a big play.
Robin Williams has decided to go for it here. 2:30 mark of the second quarter. 4th and goal. Ball sits at the 5. 2 wideouts to the bottom. They're going to give it to the running back. He heads up the middle, and he's hit in the backfield. Managed to get back to the line of scrimmage, but the Wolfpack make the stand.
And that
Turnover
is
on
our
downs.
that is our boy there, number 6, Chemo Mathis on the big play. I tell you, he stuck his head in there and just hit him low and took him right out.
You know, he didn't play football last year, and then he found out that Steve Rim was coaching, so he started playing football. And again, he's another one of my favorites.
You know, they must not have a kicking game over at Forest.
Oh, they do.
Well, then why not kick the field
Grayson
goal
Waters.
there? That was a. I didn't like that
All right.
play call by
I got
Coach
a
Williams.
Well, you
piece
know
of
what
trivia
got
for
me
you.
was they ran the last 6 plays without their best player touching the football.
1st and 10 for Savino.
I mean, you know.
Double tight end. They're going to bring a blitz. Savino's
He'll
going to
go
drop
deep.
back. He fires. Oh, and it's almost caught by Velasquez. And he says he did catch it.
Wow.
What a catch. Ball sits at the 26. Wow, did Velasquez go and get
Hey,
that
I
ball?
tell you, what a pass and what a better catch.
Oh, that was a catch.
Hey, you knew that was coming.
Oh,
You knew
what
that
a
was coming to
catch.
take off.
What a catch by Velasquez.
That is a traditional play that we run inside our throw it deep.
Ball sits all
That
the
was
way
a
out
heck
at
of
the
a catch, good throw,
26-yard line.
It was, and you know what it was too. It was a quick one. It looked like Forrest was sitting in a cover too. I think the corner sat there.
2 tight ends set for
And it was-
pistol formation. They're going to run the option to the left side. Late pitch to Hopkins.
Good
He tries
stiff
to
arm.
get the edge.
Get out of
Instead, he's going to
bounds.
be brought out of bounds right
Late
at the
hit?
line of scrimmage.
That should be a late hit.
And
Good defense there by Elijah Russell to get him out of bounds.
well, no, we're going to finally call his name tonight. The guy that really made that play
Hodge?
was number 8, Hodge, Jaden Hodge.
All right.
Jaden Hodge is the guy. He came screaming all the way up from the safety position into the backfield and actually made a tackle for a loss. And he read that option perfectly.
Now,
How
Steve's
big was
got
that?
a decision here to make. He can go ahead. We got 1:02 left. You don't want to do anything stupid because you get the ball in the second half.
Right. How big was
So
that
he just wants to go
throw
ahead and run
to
it
get
through.
them out of their own
Oh,
end
big
zone? there?
throw.
2nd down and 11 for Savino. I formation. Buster's going to go in motion, and the entire Wolfpack, including Elijah Russell, jump off sides. That's going to set up a
Wildcats.
2nd down.
Wildcats.
I'm sorry.
He's
you know
too
what?
excited.
He's very excited.
You know that
tonight.
is my. That's where I
For somebody
graduated high
who's
school
been
from.
for somebody who's
you
been in
know that?
D.C. and Maryland or anything.
Man, I'm terrible.
He got a
I'm
little excited
old.
there, didn't he?
Dude, I'm 50 years old. 2nd and 5. I graduated from Forest High School in 1988.
Are you bragging or complaining?
Both. Hey, I got a piece of trivia. Who was the first great kicker to come out of Forest High School?
Two.
No. Waldron.
Oh,
Waldron. Larry Waldron. He was there right before Tootin, got an offer to Florida State. And
Any
Didn't
relation to the Waldron Farms all over like Bellevue and all that?
no. It's Randy and Scott.
let me ask you something. Was that woman coaching him?
No.
I had her work
This is
for
in
me when I was at
82, 81.
When
No,
I was at,
may have been
Westport,
before that.
she worked with
Rick
Lincoln
Tootin
over
was
here.
there in
Daniel Lincoln?
1980. I think it was
No,
right
that-
before Rick Tootin.
But I had her work for me, and she did a heck of a job with the kicker. I guess when I came back to Vanguard.
She did such a good job, you can't remember her name.
Well, that's part of being old.
All right, here we are. 22 seconds left in the go in the half. 7-0 Wolfpack.
I think he'll run out the clock and get the ball to second half.
And this game has really been decided by penalties on both sides. Forrest has made a ton of them.
I'll tell you what, though, we've seen some great catches.
Oh, heck
some that
yeah.
didn't count, some that did count.
Yeah. That catch by
Forrest made
Velasquez
two great
was
catches
huge.
over here.
Well,
that
it was a great
called
catch
back.
by Velasquez, but a great read, too, by Savino.
Yeah.
Like I said, they were sitting in the cover, too, and he threw that ball quick right in the open zone.
He didn't throw it in coverage.
Two
Yeah,
tight
right.
end set I formation.
That's what he's taught.
Savino's in the short shotgun with a running back behind him. He's going to fake it. He's going to fire, and
That's
that ball's a
penalty.
duck. And it is
It's caught.
almost caught.
That's the penalty there, wasn't
Woo!
it? I can't
We
believe
do
they
have a
called it.
penalty back here, though.
That's probably going to be in the line of holding. 14
That was
seconds
pass
left.
interference for sure. That guy was all around him. That's almost a great, fantastic catch.
That was intended for Hill, who went up and tried to make the play.
But he had a hold of that his waist over there. He couldn't do anything.
They're going to move it against Westport. But, clockwise,
He just
14
needs to run
seconds
it,
left.
run
Just
it and
run
get
it
outta
twice. Forrest is out of timeouts, I believe.
Just run it once. What down is it?
Second. After the penalty, it'll second down, and they'll call it a solid 15.
But I tell you, I kind of called this pregame, didn't I? Defensive battle,
You
stalemate type
really
of game.
think you're Nostradamus.
Well, I'm just telling you, sooner or later, Vegas is going to be calling me, and they're going to be say, John, hey, you're really good at calling these games in Marion County.
These high school football games.
These high school
there's
football
all
games.
kinds of action on them.
We're thinking about having you be the lines maker, and it's going to be kind of a national thing.
Can I come with you? If it's free room and board, I'm in. All right. 14.6 seconds left to
Take
go
a
in the
knee.
first half. Now, at the half, I'm
Take a
hoping we
knee
can
and get
talk to
outta
Jody
here.
Phillips. Two tight end sets.
There you
is
go.
going to
Smart.
take a knee, and that should end it here at the first half.
All right, they got the lead 7-0. Good half.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to step aside. But before we do that, I really want to thank McCarson Electric. McCarson Electric for all of your residential, commercial. If you have medical equipment, if you've got any kind of new building, please call David at 352-812-4486. It's 7-0 at the half, and you're listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
We go. Welcome back to Westport High School. I'm Galen Udold with John Ivory, and we're joined by the athletic director. All right, are we ready now? All right, we're joined by the athletic director of Marion County, Jody Phillips.
Can you hear?
No, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right, and again,
Yeah.
Coach Phillips, I'm going to call you. You and I go way back
Yes,
to the
sir.
basketball courts of Highlands
Highlands
Elementary
Elementary School,
when you
yes,
lived
sir.
right across the street.
I did. My parents still live there.
Do they really?
Yeah. Just
Wow.
ate dinner with them tonight. They still
Wow.
live there.
Wow. Scott Bevel right around the corner.
He did. He did.
Richard Sapienza, the best athlete to ever come out of that neighborhood, right over the corner.
He was. I agree. I agree.
He was incredible.
I don't know. Bevel was a great athlete, too.
Bevel was soft.
Yeah.
He played linebacker at
Yeah.
Clemson.
Yeah.
But we
exactly.
did used to call him so. All right,
Yeah.
we could reminisce all day. It's
Yeah.
good to see you.
Yes, sir. You too.
You know, you've been in this position for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, this offseason was crazy.
Very much so. Unlike anything that we've ever seen.
All right, so walk us through it. For those of us that really are passionate about high school football and the FHSAA and those meetings, I know people like John and I were going nuts over them. But what were you thinking? When you were watching them?
Well, I mean, your first thought is just hoping that we get the opportunity. I think that was the common theme, was just give us a chance. I think from a personal perspective, we probably never, none of us thought that we would ever get it the same across the state. So I was surprised when they really stuck to that and tried to make it, the start date and the commonality between all the counties across Florida, because I just didn't see that as being an option, really. I thought that we would end up with a few different start dates, and if you going back, like you said, into the summer, there were a bunch of different plans kind of laid out, and we felt like what would come to fruition would be, okay, the northern part of the state probably starts at one part of the year, the central part starts at another part, and then in South Florida, we probably see football start at December 1st or whatever, So to just that was what we really thought would play out, and to see what happened, I think was a bit of a surprise, to say the least, the way it happened. And then, of course, it happened so fast.
Yeah, and why the decision to stay in county?
Because what really they had the meeting, I can tell you, it's stuck in my mind. They met on August 14th.
Correct. On
August 17th, on Monday, of course, we had to have something together. And our folks had been working with a lot of different people, hundreds literally, over the summer. But as I said, what happened. And so on the 17th, we had 24 football games between our 7 schools that were uncommitted. That people said, we don't know if we're playing. We don't know if we can honor the contracts. We don't know if we're going to be able to play football. We don't know when we're starting. And it was similar even for the sport of volleyball as well.
Sure.
There was a lot of similarity in that. So with so much unknown, all 7 of the athletic directors, along with coaches and stuff, we had said from the beginning we wanted consistency and we wanted to be safe. And really, what they ultimately wanted was our board and our superintendent making the decisions week to week as whether or not we were going to be able to participate, because, again, there was so much unknown, and we hadn't been on campus. I mean, as far as school, I mean, we had been working out and doing some things as student athletes, but we had not been to school. So
I like this county-only thing because it's forcing people to play against each other.
Right.
Historically, I always find you see schools ducking one another, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any chance that maybe we can start mandating all these county schools, at least on the public school side, to start playing each other every year? And I know it's tough for Westport because they have such a big district.
Right.
But is there any way to start mandating that? And maybe we can start with a school like Westport and say, okay, you've got the biggest district. Let's start with your schedule and then work down from there. Is there any talks with anything like
that? I would tell you, John, that it pretty much does happen that way.
Yeah.
I mean, we want the schools to have the autonomy, just honestly, because keep in mind there's one big factor. These guys fund themselves.
Yeah.
So it becomes very difficult for us to say, okay, we want you to do this, this, and this, and you got to raise your own money. You need to make your own way. Because educational budgets are tight. And so these coaches work hard and these families work hard and the kids work hard. So I think that if you sat in the room with these folks and being the coaches and the athletic directors, I think you would hear that they try to do that. Still, it's not going to be accomplished because, as you mentioned, Westport's in a big district, or and we'll see how that goes this year when it gets redistricted. But as far as mandating it, it would be a very, very tough thing. And
if anything, help guide them to it.
Well, and let me say this though: the 7 guys that are involved as athletic directors, they have an incredible respect for each other. And they work extremely well together. And the one thing that's common, and you've coached and you've been around athletics your whole life, is they disagree. But when they walk out of the room, they walk out 7 guys together and on the same page. And so it hashes its way out. And I really don't think that anybody is not wanting to play. I think it just comes down to like you mentioned, let's use Westport with a larger district and stuff, and the coach trying to decide, like, okay, who really is best, who fits the bill? Do I need another, Dunellen or Vanguard on my schedule versus these, Sandalwood, this, that, or DeLand and Flagler, Palm Coast, and you've got that lined up against you? I think you got to.
What happened with Trinity though? Why couldn't we get them to do a county-only schedule? Did they just want to do their own thing, or what was the story there?
Well, I think it comes back to this: if we were going to open the door to them, why wouldn't we open the door to Buchholz? Why wouldn't we open the door to Eastside? Why would somebody else that might be willing to play us? So now if you think about it. Now we're at the mercy of the Alachua County School Board or the Catholic Diocese or the president of the school at Trinity. And honestly, they just said it takes away from that consistency that at that time we did not know what it would look like. And I think we could all look back going backwards now. And fortunately, we've had very great success. Very good success, and in the sense, knock on wood, I hate even talking about it, that we've been able to play games, and there has been consistency, and
it's been across the board. All of your fall sports have seemed to go without a hitch, and football is the glory sport, but that goes for softball and your cross country, and how heartbreaking was it for you when you had to tell those spring guys last year, those spring teams, that they weren't playing? If you're a senior, I know you coach baseball forever, how do you look at those kids in the eye and go, yeah, there's no season?
Well, I think the honest answer is I never did. We never really did. Because
that's true. You just sent them home.
Because and I totally 100% believe we were coming back. And so
we all did.
Yeah.
We all said, like, I was running the NFL Flag Football League over at Jervy Gant, and I get an email on March 30th from the NFL saying cease all operations until further notice. And I'm thinking we're coming back in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Sure.
Right.
Right.
But for those families that you talked about, and those kids, you work your butt off for 4 years, and really from elementary school. And then you get your senior year taken away.
Really, Galen, it was the whole. I mean, when you do what we do and you deal with students and student athletes and students at the school, I mean, for those kids to not have prom, to not grab that, I think heartbreaking it was heartbreaking. I can only imagine. Both of my children have already graduated school, and certainly, and I did it as well as you guys and all. And those are the best times of your life.
Sure.
I mean,
sure. So where are we at with the winter sports? Because I've heard all kinds of things like there's not going to be a voucher system or anything for the fans.
Right.
What do you know?
Number one, the coaches have been basically provided with pretty much autonomy. So they're scheduling, I'm not going to say normal. It's not absolutely normal, but we're scheduling some things with Alachua County and with Lake County and Citrus County and such. So there's some of that.
They are allowed to play out of the county.
So, yes, we are doing some of that with basketball and soccer and wrestling. And certainly wrestling's kind of its own deal.
That's a whole other animal.
It is. It's turned into a tournament sport. So
correct.
That's those folks I think are satisfied with what they're going to be able to do and the opportunity the kids will get, and they'll do some tournaments. But the ticketing is going to be, we're going to still be at 40% capacity until DOE or the governor directs us differently. Right now with high school athletics, that's where we are. We don't want to infringe on anything, so 40% is and it won't be vouchers. We will sell a true 40% of the tickets. We are working on a digital platform.
Yeah,
with
that would be good.
And we're gonna be able to test it through the playoffs. They've already been doing it with the volleyball playoffs, and it's gone well so far.
Yeah.
The students have liked it. The parents have liked it, and we're going to do some more testing next week to prepare for the football playoffs, and hopefully it goes well. And that's through the FHSAA that's being done. But we are also working on a contract with them for the school district, which will help control the allocation and stuff.
Yeah, one good thing. Are you guys going to still split the gates for the winter as well, or is that going to go back to the schools? Because I know you're splitting the gate for everything in the fall.
We are 100%. They have,
and you have to, and I respect
right.
that.
They. I don't think we will have to if it plays out right now because we're playing home and away.
Yeah.
So it should wash itself out that way. I think the biggest fear, of course, that you mentioned earlier, football being, the big revenue sport for the schools, we had to make sure that there was a little bit of protection for everybody with weather and such and losing a game or whatever.
Don't say weather. We haven't had one of those.
I know.
All right.
No hurricane.
Coach Jody Phillips, again, guiding the ship in this really restless time. Hats off, because you guys have done a tremendous job of communicating, and you're welcome anytime.
And I'll even say hats off to Coach Phillips, too, because I know a lot of this has to be frustrating for you because it seems like with all this stuff, a lot of common sense has been thrown out the door. You don't get to make those rules. Mm-hmm. It's your job more or less just to follow them and make sure everybody's abiding by them.
Right.
And if it were me in your shoes, I'd never be able to do it. I wouldn't have the patience.
Right.
So, and as cool-headed as you are right now, kudos to you on everything you're going through.
Thank you. And let me just say this before I go, because I would be remiss to not say this. Our coaches have been incredible.
Yes.
They've done an incredible job. We are asking them to do a lot of stuff that normally they wouldn't have to for safety reasons and such, and it's unreal the job that they have done and the student athletes as well.
Yeah.
And the respect that they have shown in dealing with everything. So
and that goes back to the leadership. And so it's good to have somebody at the helm who's done it, who's played and coached and been in that classroom. Right. And nice job, Coach Phillips.
Thank you.
All
Thanks for letting me come on.
And Highlands is still up and running.
Yeah.
For sure. Need to have a court naming ceremony after me.
Hey, all right.
It didn't work, though. They wanted me to give them money, and I'm broke. All right. Thank you, Coach Phillips. All right, so here we go. We're back here at the start of the half, and the Wildcats are going to kick it off. They're going to kick it off from our right to our left. Waters puts his foot into a little pooch kick. That ball is going to bounce at the 34. Takes a great hop. Hopkins picks it up. He's trying to get around the right side. Breaks a tackle. Cuts it upfield. Gets to the 35-yard line. That was Lightsey.
Yes,
sir.
Well,
they're all taping their pants. They all look alike.
Well, you know what it is, too, like we talked about, the dark numbers on the dark jerseys for Westport, and then we got light numbers on light jerseys for Forest High School. I guess
terrible.
I guess that's like the cool thing. It's like the hip thing to do.
I talked to Coach Rim today about uniforms. He goes, "No, we're going to go with white numbers on dark shirts." I'm like, "Thank God, thank God." How about Jody Phillips? I thought he did a good job there.
Oh, did an excellent job.
He and I go way, way back, so it's always good to talk to people.
All right, he's got to have a good drive here. The first 2 minutes of the game is going to dictate.
Toss sweep to Hopkins, heads over the left side, tries to get a block, gets knocked out of bounds after about a 4-yard gain. That'll set up second down and 6.
A fun fact about Coach Phillips.
Yeah?
He was the first varsity head coach for baseball at Bellevue High School.
Yes, that's correct. And who was his JV coach?
I think it was Tony Kaysen.
It was. That's exactly right.
And then Kevin Martin came in and took over because I think Coach was only there for like 1 or 2 years.
And now it's Rob Jordan.
Rob was a JV coach back then.
He was, but he wasn't the head. All right. 1st and 5 for Savino. 2 tight ends. They're going to give it to the deep man. That's Hopkins. He's got a huge hole. He's over midfield. He shakes a man and carries another one all the way to the 30. 1st and 10, Wolfpack.
Now,
what a hole there by
Westport came out in an unbalanced line, thus the big hole. So he did a good job over there, caught him off guard. They didn't adjust it. He had a natural hole right there, so that unbalanced line really helped.
And again, one of those little wrinkles of the formation. They're going to go hurry up here. 1st and 10. Hopkins gets the ball. He shakes. He gets outside. Breaks another tackle. Ball comes out. Fumble. And it's going to be recovered by the Wildcats.
I saw that
coming. And
a
flag on the play because somebody said a word they shouldn't have. And that you're saying a curse word, it's an automatic flag. And it was thrown right at the feet of Hill. But it'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats after the fumble.
He was a little off balance, and you can see the ball coming way
he
back
had the
there.
ball. He was trying to do a lot of things after contact.
The
he had
thing
the ball,
you gotta
the ball flaring out.
You got to keep that ball high and tight, especially when you get in a crowd like that, and really put two hands over it.
They picked up the flag. They called it on a sideline infringement, but that's a few times. Hopkins has put the ball on the deck several times.
Well, and I tell you, Steve Rem is angry. He is yelling at that sideline ref. He's not happy about something.
1st and 10 here. The ball's going to sit at the 18-yard line. Curry comes out for his first possession. 11:24 left to go. They're going to give it to Krim. He heads over the right side. He's got a little bit of hold, but Larry Brooks hauls him down after about a 3-yard gain.
Seemed like they ran that ball more of a power play instead of the isolation they've been running. They went more off tackle.
It's taken so long to get back to the line of scrimmage, isn't it? That's a slow developing play.
Well, that's you get when you're in shotgun.
11 minutes left to go here in the third quarter.
But give credit to the Forest offensive line for being able to hold those blocks.
7-0 is our score here. Hopkins scored early in the first quarter, or late in the first quarter. Curry's going to be in shotgun, running back to each side, 2 wide outs to the bottom. He looks to the bottom. He fires into the flat for Burt, who makes a great catch on the ball, tries to fight ahead and manages to get enough for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30.
That's good effort by him, and good job by Westport gang tackling.
Yeah, Burt just ran a simple curl route, and he was.
That's been there all day.
Yeah, it's been there all day. It's open. Curry's still a little off target tonight. I mean, he kind of threw it to the side of him, and Burt had to adjust. And I tell you, Galen loves to pick on Burt about how bad hands he has.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Man,
he looks like Jerry Rice out there tonight.
He has worked his butt off, and he's such a hard worker. Again, I saw some film, and I was amazed at it. 2 wide outs to the top, 1 to the bottom. They're going to give it to Krim. He heads up the middle, maybe the right guard, and he's going to pick up 2 on a little belly dive.
He's really been a workhorse tonight.
How's that hamburger over there? What are you eating over there?
I had a hot dog.
Hot dog.
And we got a credit there. That was Marani Hopkins on the tackle for Westport. And looks like he's coming out of the game, and Westport's sending in their jumbo set on the D-line with Ramey. And is that our boy Shep?
Yep.
Shep Mason or Mason Shep?
Second
Those two,
down.
I tell you, Ramey and Shep, they're a load in the middle over there.
Ramey's just mean. All right, here we go. Same formation. Forrest hasn't really changed that at all. Curry looks over. He drops back. He's going to look for a slant route. That ball is incomplete. Good coverage there by Strickland.
Good coverage. I'm not sure what was going on. It looked like he was supposed to be running a slant route, and
But he did an up and in.
It looked like he broke his route.
He just broke his route. He stopped running.
The guy had him covered
Strickland ran
real
a
good.
better route.
Yeah, well, Strickland had him. Yeah, Strickland had him checked.
He took the slant away from him.
He had him checked, but still, you don't stop your route like that.
What the-
I mean, keep going.
You think that was a sluggo? Is that what you said, Kaz?
Huh?
Don't eat chips on the air. It sounds terrible.
No, he just slant go. He just slant go.
3rd and 7 now for the Wildcats as John reaches into his bag of Doritos.
Hey, I haven't eaten any yet.
That's your fault. 2 wideouts. Curry files to
There
the
it
right
is.
side, and he
Good tackle.
catches it. Guy catches it, I'm sorry. Picks up 2. That'll be 4th down and 6.
Yeah, and that was a nice open field tackle by the corner on the far side of the field. That's Chisholm. We haven't called his name at all tonight. I think he's been out of the game a little bit. He hasn't really been playing a whole lot,
Well,
but now
again,
he's back in. So
Yeah, he was on the COVID protocol, and now there's so much depth at that wide receiver position.
and they're going for it from 4th and 5 from their own 35.
Big moment.
Risky play call here by
watch the
Coach
long
Williams.
count. Watch the
Shotgun
long count.
formation.
Long
Curry's
count.
going to call it. He's going to drop back. He's going to roll out to his right. Now he fires into the flats, and it's dropped. Oh, he had a man wide open.
That
and
was Burt.
He was more worried about his feet than he was catching the football.
That
And
was
that'll
a
be
good
turnover
throw by
on
the
down.
quarterback.
I think we jinxed Burt. We were just raving about how great a hand
He
he
didn't
had.
catch it with his hands.
Yeah.
He tried to catch it with his chest.
That was a
and
really
never
good throw
works.
by Curry.
Yeah.
He put that ball on the money.
But you know what though, Burt shouldn't have been put in that position. I don't agree with going for it there. Punt the ball, try to pin them deep, and play defense. Now you're giving Westport High School short field to go, 35 yards, and quite honestly, Westport's offense has been moving the ball. Despite it only being 7-0 right now, Westport has been moving the ball. They just shot himself in the foot with some bad penalties tonight.
8:39 left to go in the third quarter. 7-0's our score. Ball sits right at the 35-yard line on the Forest side. They're going to do a toss sweep to Hopkins. He runs over the right side, tries to get, that's Lightsey. He cuts it upfield.
Good run.
It gets inside the 30 up to about the 26-yard line.
He showed a lot of good patience on that. He waited for his blockers to take on. He saw the opening and took off and got another 3 or 4 yards.
I'll tell you, I'll say this, though. Westport has done a great job running the toss sweep, and Forest has not done anything
They're
to
going to go
adjust to
quick
it tonight.
here. I formation, bunch formation, another toss sweep, same play. He doesn't get the edge that time. Brought down by the defensive. It looked like Hodge on the tackle.
Yeah, Hodge did a good job of penetrating the line of scrimmage and making a nice open field tackle behind the line of scrimmage there to force a third down here.
Well, he's got 2 downs to get, what, 3 or 4 yards?
Yeah. 7:50 left to go. Ball sits right at the 20. We'll call it the 28. They need to get to, let's say the 25. Savino underneath the center. Same bunch formation. Ball sits on the near side. They're going to hand it to the up man. He cuts it back up the middle. It's going to be right close to the
close to the
yardstick.
first down, isn't it?
I think that's
He's about a yard
Mathis
short
on the carry.
Yeah, Chemo. That's I think the first carry we've seen him get all season long.
Well, that was a good misdirection play. Hopkins went left, and he took some
Chemo.
people with him, and Chemo just ran right up there. 4th down and 1.
And there's John with his chips. Nothing worse than eating chips into a microphone. The troll of Marion County. I own that now. That's awesome. I hope that goes viral.
Well,
4th and 1.
Long count?
Might as well give it a shot. 4th and 1. Savino's underneath the center. Quarterback sneak here is open. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's wide
Good call.
open.
Good call.
And picks up 4 on the play. There was nobody covering the center there, right?
Nobody.
Isn't that you see it, you do it?
And I have a feeling here that that Steve Rem is going to keep running the ball to chew this clock out.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They're going to stop the clock to move the chains 7 or 8 inches. Ball sits right at the 25. 6:35 left to go. 7-0. Wolfpack lead, and Savino is driving his Wolfpack. They're going to do a toss sweep this time to the left. He needs a block. He gets the edge.
Oh, wow.
He's got 5. He's got 6, and he's pulled down after about a 7-yard
I tell
gain.
you what there, Larry Brooks, who was lined up at fullback, he was the lead blocker, and he just completely demolished Burt on the edge. He got his head around, engaged, hands inside, hands were not outside at all, engaged, and just completely pancake blocked him to the ground there by Larry Brooks.
Now, Steve's been running the ball outside a lot, so look for
Belly.
something inside because I think Forrest is getting a little
Fullback
tired,
dive.
a little winded. So
Here's
see
the
what
chips.
happens.
2 tight ends. They're going to give it to
There
Larry
you go.
Brooks. He heads right up the middle. He's got enough for a 1st down and a little bit more. And he goes inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal Westport.
See what I tell you? That's the old belly play, and it looked off a sweep action.
And Larry was carrying about 3 players on his back on the way there.
Oh, yeah.
He could carry 4.
He could carry 5, I think.
One of me or 4 football players. They're going to call the water break, and while we have that here, it's 7-0 Westport leads. I want to thank McCarson Electric for their support in making this happen. And again, we can't do this without some support. Want to thank WOCA for allowing us Light South Community Blood Centers. But McCarson Electric's the go-to. 352-812-4486. I'm Galen Unold. Alex Castaneda is done eating his hot dog. But for some idiot reason, somebody gave potato chips to John Ivory.
Hey, he went and checked. He went and picked them out.
I thought you were a professional.
Listen.
He's a professional potato chip eater.
You can get away with eating a lot of things. Can't get away with eating chips on air.
You can't hear the chips. I'm putting the microphone up.
That makes a big difference. Chomp.
All right, what yard line down to 2?
Listen, when
4?
someone offers you free Doritos, you
don't. You say
don't
thank
turn
you.
them down.
I'm a professional here. I'm a professional. I have no food.
Well, I'm a
in front of me.
professional troll.
You are a troll. That's so good.
Well, let's see if they leave the center uncovered again.
By the way, you are of the sports troll of Marion County. You're a great follow, John Ivory. What is it? 7-on-7.
Ocala 7v7
It's
showdown.
awesome.
But yeah,
It's awesome. All right, so they're going to keep with that I
or
formation.
follow me on Facebook.
Bunch
Either
set.
way.
And they're going to give it to the
There's the belly.
Fullback, and he's going to pull ahead, tries to get in, just short. But they love running over that left side.
I have a feeling they're going to do
the
same.
Oh, my gosh, that ball's at the 3.
I have a feeling they're just going to run the same exact play. I mean,
well,
I think Coach Wren is saying, hey, I dare
bootleg.
you.
Well, the thing is, they're running the belly play, which is a complement to the sweep.
Naked bootleg.
Where the back goes out there, the ends go up, and he just hands it off to the fullback. Bootleg? No, I don't think he'll do bootleg.
No naked bootleg?
No.
That's better, John.
He might.
One chip at a time. It's so funny. Naked bootleg. I formation, they're going to have the wide receiver set tight to the left side. They're going to give it to the up man. That's Kamori Mathis. But he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. Ooh, and there's a little extracurricular throwback.
Yeah,
they're going to call it down by
they give him the forward progress.
What down is a fourth?
Third.
Third down?
And about.
Third and goal from the 1.
Not even inside the 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's.
All right, I'm agree with you here. Bootleg.
Well, thank you.
I'm agree with you here.
We're going to will it to be true. I'm going to say he's going to run
He's going to run an off tackle, and he's not going to tell the running back.
You he doesn't throw it here.
He's going to tell him just to keep it.
All right, here we go. Same bunch formation offset.
I don't know if it don't look too good on the outside. Let's see what happens.
Savino drops back. He's looking for a man. He's under pressure, and he's going to be hitting the backfield.
They had that covered.
They were looking for, it looked like Hill in the end zone, and there were 2 men there.
Yeah, they had him covered. They had Hill covered in the flat, and he had looked like a dig route along the backside of the end zone.
Well, he wasn't looking backside.
He just was not in the quarterback's vision.
Nah.
So they're going to call a timeout here, are the Wolfpack, with 3:53 left to go in the first quarter. Second drive of the second half for Westport. This is the second time they've been inside the 20. The last time, Hopkins on a beautiful run. Got a ball knocked out and fumbled.
Who's their best receiver? Tallest?
Tallest would probably be Hill.
And Hill, does he play on the outside?
He plays at tight end.
I'd look for Hill to be spread out a little bit and go one-on-one with a fade route.
The ball sits, we'll call that right at the
well, they lost yardage on that,
line?
6-yard line.
So you got a lot of room to work.
Yeah.
You could run like.
Or you could run slant wheel.
Or you spread them out. Right.
Listen,
run slant wheel.
You guys are putting too much thought into this.
No.
Go ahead and kick the field goal. The field goal.
You gotta be.
The kicker's actually been okay the last couple games.
What is
he kicks it 16 yards?
Hey,
well, it's a 24, 22 yards.
They're only on the 6-yard line.
What are in those Doritos?
Kick the field goal. Kick the field goal.
Are those made out of hemp?
You guys are putting too much thought into this.
All right, same formation. I formation. The receivers to the left side. They're going to fake it. End around to Buster. Buster needs a block. He shakes a guy. He's trying to get into the end zone, but he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 2.
Horse collar.
It'll be turnover on downs.
Yeah, and that was just really good defense there by Burt. Burt on the edge.
Oh, that was good defense, but he made something out of it. He had nothing.
Hodge was there as well. Good.
He had
play
nothing
there.
at it.
Now, I'm not sure, was that Buster on the carry?
Yes,
No, that
it
was
was.
Chisholm.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was
Buster.
Yeah, that was Chisholm on the carry.
He's getting a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
He's literally getting a Band-Aid.
But I'm a little bit shocked there. That looked like there was a little bit of a horse collar, and it didn't get called.
I mean, as long as you grab the waist and all that. 3:44 left to go in the third.
Well,
quarter.
look for a takeoff here to Burt, or a little stop route up top.
And it is man coverage everywhere.
Yep.
So I formation, big set. They're going to give it to Krim, who pulls ahead, just throws his body at the line and picks up 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah,
Ball's going to sit right at the 5-yard line.
You're in a tough spot here, Forest High School, deep in your own territory. All you're trying to do is just let's get a couple, 2 or 3 yards.
Get a first down or so, and then punt it.
Yeah.
Neither team's very good at punting or kicking.
And I'm a little bit shocked about that because Forest High School, like we talked about pregame, traditionally speaking, they're always the best kicking school in the county. And not the case tonight.
Trinity had a kid a couple of years ago who could just boom it. He was good from 52 in a game I covered. That was pretty impressive.
Is that Daniel Lincoln, the kid that went to Tennessee?
No, it was
Daniel was here first.
Formation, Curry drops back. He's under pressure, and he's hit, and he's going to be brought down for a sack. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, credit number 17 on the sack, Seidel, but really the credit needs to go to Kimo Mathis. He's the one that got back there,
made the pressure, flushed Curry out of the pocket, and then Seidel cleaned it up for the sack.
I'll tell you what,
Westmore
Kemo's
High
not
School.
very big, but he's very smart and very aggressive. He's just a smart football player. That's Adrian's brother, right?
Yeah, that was an interesting route combination. They were what Curry was trying to do. It looked like they were almost doing a hitch and go of some kind, which is tough to do at the goal line with your back up.
Well, you might as well just rear back and throw it to get an interference or something.
All right, here we go. 3rd down and 7. I formation, 2 wideouts to each way. Burt's to the top, Guys to the bottom. Curry's going to look to the bottom. He throws it for Guy on a little fade route. And it's going to be picked up by McCarson. He's going to run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolfpack.
15-yard penalty. He showed.
That's worth it, though. That's worth it. I tell you.
Nah, it's not worth it.
McCarson entered the end zone and flung the ball as far as he could. And Isaiah Guy is hot. He thought he was interfered with.
Well, I tell you, Strickland had him covered. Great coverage by Strickland on Isaiah Guy. And McCarson, he undercuts it and picks it off. But they're going to get McCarson for a penalty because he was literally.
Oh, are they going to say he didn't get in the end zone? Because McCarson was showboating on the way in.
I know he was in. He was
the
in.
bad thing is they're going to have to kick a big field goal.
He was in, and he was showboating into the end zone, which is what they're going to call it, and had to dive. So they give him the touchdown.
Touchdown.
Dead ball.
McCarson.
Unsportsmanlike.
McCarson Electric, our presenting sponsor. How about that? He made up for those 2 drops he had at Vanguard because that was a heck of a play.
They couldn't call pass interference because the ball was underthrown.
Correct.
And he caught the ball no
ball
matter
never
what
got
happened.
There.
Yeah,
that's right. Ball never got there.
Yeah, not a good pass there.
But again, he threw it up for grabs.
So the penalty is going to be enforced on the kick, not the extra point.
Correct. Correct. Oh, unless Steve wants to have it on the kick. And why the heck not? Because it's not like his kicking game's 100%. I would much rather just be able to kick it from the 40 and go for it.
Well, the thing is, Steve's not going to kick it deep. He's going to pooch kick it, and it's going to bring the ball around the 50.
They're not going to give him the option.
Yeah, because they're going to get the ball around the 50.
All right, so a lot just happened in that turn of events. McCarson, they're going to call it a 28-yard interception return, made it 13-0.
That was a great play by him.
And now the snap and the kick is up, and it is not even close to being good. That ball doesn't even reach the end zone.
And we talked about this with McCarson at another game because I talked to Coach
North Marion.
Yeah,
had 2 of them.
Well, McCarson, though, he's not really built to be a safety. I see him more as a linebacker in the future.
Or defensive end or whatever. Yeah.
Just a sophomore.
Yeah, but the fact that he can make coverage like this playing as a defensive back as a sophomore today, this is going to go a long way for him when he essentially starts playing up at a new position.
The thing that I saw North Marion game in this game, he's smart. He reads coverages. He gets in the right spot. He plays. He's smart. He makes up. Lack of speed makes up for his smartness.
I'm going to share a story.
Oh, here we go.
So I talked to Leslie, his mother, and she's like, I don't know what position he plays. He plays linebacker, he plays tight end, he plays cornerback, he plays safety. And I said, good. He makes plays.
Well, he's a jack of all trades and king of none.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I talked to a college coach about this. Actually, he's a coach over at Furman University where our guy Adrian Hope is an All-American now.
Oh, he's a stud.
But the coach from Furman told me when they're recruiting a high school player, they will recruit a kid to play a different position if he is moving up. If he's going from, say, safety to linebacker or linebacker to defensive line. They're never going to recruit
That's
a kid.
what the Miami Hurricanes did.
Yeah, they're never going to recruit a kid to go backwards.
Like Ray Lewis was a safety.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fortunate to coach Sean Taylor at an All-Star game.
Oh, wow.
And I thought Sean was going to go ahead and move to linebacker. And he had told me when we were in California for a week, and he said, no, they told him he's going to play safety.
Wow.
Because normally their idea was safeties go to linebackers go to defensive line.
Javon Curse, perfect example.
Exactly.
Javon Curse played safety and wide receiver.
Biggest hands I've ever seen on a human being was Javon Curse. The freak. All right, so comes a kit by Kieran Ball. It's going to be picked up at the 32 by Isaiah Guy. He heads over the right side. He's got a hole now. He brings it back up the middle. And he's going to be brought down right at the 50. And there's a Wolfpack player down. And so with that,
see, that was a bad thing about the
aside.
about the penalty. Now they're at the 50-yard line. We talked about that. They lost field position.
All right. with that, with 1:47 left to go in the third quarter. You're listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Right here on WOCA 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Check out Tom starting October 1st. That's Thursday.
WOCA.
All right. Hey, welcome back to high school football here on WOCA.
And
Leslie is in the
We're
house.
getting high
You wanna
fives from
come in
Leslie
the air,
McCarson
Leslie?
in here.
Oh my gosh, I am so happy. Let's go. Yeah, get it,
So Curry's going to drop back. He fires. He's got a man that's Bird who catches it right at the yardstick.
All right, that time he cleared the middle. Both backs flared outside and left the middle open.
Did he just run?
That's a
I
good
didn't
throw.
catch it. Did he run a dig route there? Or was it
Yeah,
a
he ran
slant?
a dig route, and that's a good job by the good pass and catch and good play by the defensive back.
With a guy like Bert's speed, you've got to give him a little cushion. And again, I said this at the top of the broadcast. He's the only guy on this team who scares you.
Well, we had when first to Westport, we had a kid called Terry Eastman, Ricky Eastman's son, and he was fast. We had him at tailback, and I put him in motion from tailback and just throw him the ball and let him do his thing.
2nd and 1, they're going to give it to Krim, who's brought
Good
down at the
cutback
line
over
of
there.
scrimmage for no gain.
He almost broke that one. That's good effort.
Yeah, he was hit by Brooks initially, and then the rest of the Wolfpack came in and cleaned it up.
Yeah, Brooks made the initial hit, and that was actually number 44, Ryan Reed, who cleaned it up to make the final stop there. So
I'll tell you what, Krim's a hard runner.
Yes,
he really
is.
runs hard. He's hard to tackle.
Is.
Always moving.
His legs are massive.
Well, he don't give him much to look at. He's got elbows and shoulder pads and
Yeah, he's
and
listed at
knees.
5'10", 205.
Well, he's a load.
I think giving him 5'10" is giving him an inch.
Yeah.
29 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They're going to do 3 wideouts to the top, 1 to the bottom. Curry's going to survey the line. Now he calls the snap. He's going to run the option to the left. They give it to Krim, and he cuts it back upfield. Breaks 1, breaks 2. He's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown. It's a 42-yard scamper for Krim, and the Wildcats get on the board with 6.
I tell you, though, I got to give a lot of credit there to the big offensive lineman, number 77 for Forest, Caleb Thompson. He peeled around and made that hit right on the edge. It was Morani Hopkins who he hit. Peeled around and laid him out. And that's what spurred that extra yardage for him to be able to burst through the hole and get the long touchdown.
That was just well executed, that option he ran.
So now Grayson Waters is going to come in for the kick. He did break a couple of tackles. 9 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 13-6. Here's the extra point, and it's good. It's 13-7. He's got a good foot.
That's a great
I don't know
kick.
why he didn't go for it.
Why would they have not kicked a field goal on 4th and goal from the 5-yard line early in the game?
That's a great question.
Because now it could be 13-10 right now instead of 13-7.
And you know why you want it to be 13-10? Nostradamus?
I want to be 13-10 because that was my score prediction.
Oh, all right.
But hey, once again, I am predicting the score to be very close right now, and Vegas is probably calling me as we speak.
Hey, Kaz, how important was that 15-yard penalty for celebration? Do you think those penalties are ever worth it?
Yeah, no, they're not worth it because you lost field position. And this is a game of field position. So, he does that. Now you lose. You don't have a good kicker. He's got to kick it short and ends up with the 50-yard line. I mean, if they end up in a 40, 30, it's different.
You know what, though? Let's go ask Leslie her opinion. Let's go ask Leslie McCarson her opinion on her son celebrating and taunting, and let's see what she says. You won't ask the question.
I would.
You don't have the balls to ask that question.
Oh, my gosh,
Leslie.
it's the troll. And now they're going to call a fair catch on the kick. That's Kamari Mathis catches it at the 36. I've seen it both ways. There is something for celebrating and allow your kids to enjoy the moment. But in a tight ball game, I don't know if that's the time. But I guarantee you, the booster sales just went up. Their budget just got increased by another $1,000.
Well, the thing is, if he pressed the ball out front, is one thing. I think he raised it over his head.
He raised over his head.
Oh,
and pointed,
but he threw
and
it.
pointed at the same time.
Once he crossed the end zone, he threw it. That's what they called. You can't do that.
All right, Steve's going to have a good
First and 10
run
here for Savino. The ball's at the 38, I formation. They're going to give it to the deep man. He runs over the left side, huge hole. He's got 8, and
now
he's going to get a first down. It'll be first and 10. Good block there by the left side of that offensive line.
Now it's starting to open up in the middle because they got Forrest tired from going sideline to sideline.
That hole was so big, you could have put 2 tractor trailers through that thing.
You could have ran through it.
I could have ran through it.
I tell you what, Cotney came out, sealed that linebacker, and then it was cleaned up by Rainey and the other Hopkins.
And I tell you what, you got your
Great
outside
hole.
people now worried about sweep.
Yeah.
And now he's running it off tackle.
Well, I tell you, how quick is Hopkins bursting through that line of scrimmage? I mean,
side to side, he's so good.
Well, he's patient and with acceleration. He sees that hole, he's gone.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Let me reset
the only trouble I
scene.
have with him is this fumbling.
This is start of the fourth quarter.
Start of the fourth quarter. Let me reset the scene. The scoring all started way back when, at the end of the first quarter with Hopkins with a 2-yard TD run. The extra point was good. And then McCarson with an interception return of 28 yards, extra point no good. That made it 13-0. But on that touchdown, there was an unsportsmanlike penalty, and that gave the Wildcats great field position, and then a beautiful run by Krim for the touchdown. Now they're going to give it to Lightby in the running back. He breaks a tackle, breaks 2,
That's Hopkins.
Picks up 4, and that's Hopkins. Hey, do you have an update on that Vanguard score?
Last I saw, it was 21-11 Vanguard.
Good.
Well, Rutgers saw my tweet that I said that Vanguard was going to lose because of the O-line. I'm sure I'll hear about that.
21-11 halftime Vanguard.
Wow.
Well, I predicted 31-21. Dunellen. So 21-11 now. So we got 20 unanswered points by Dunellen, and I'm spot on again, just like everything else.
2nd and 5, except for the potato. Fumbled snap, and the ball's out. And Gavin tried to get out there too quick. And that's the second poor exchange there, Coach Cass.
Oh, yeah. The thing that happens, 2 things that happen in that. Quarterback pulls out too quick, or the center has to go block left or right. There's a guy in the gap, but he's got to go there, and he takes the ball with him.
3rd and 6.
So Gavin's really got to put a lot more pressure under his with his hands and stay with it.
So
he's coming out too quick.
They're going to do a late substitution. Richardson's coming out of the game. Looks like he lost a mouthpiece or something.
3rd down.
He plays their left guard position.
It looks like he's limping. He's hurt.
Maybe he's got blood on him. Who knows? But it's 3rd and 5.
Well, I'll tell you what, that tight end's open.
They're going to give it to the up back Brooks. He breaks a tackle but can't get to the line of scrimmage. And he's going to be brought down. It'll be 4th and 5. Big decision here, boys.
And that's number 57, Teo Leaks for Forrest on the tackle there. He did a nice job of getting in the backfield and really disrupting that play for Forrest High School.
They are selling out now up in the middle.
They're coming.
They're going to punt it. So Buster's going to come in to do the punting here.
Smart play call by Steve Rem, but I would have liked to see him put Savino in the shotgun and do one of those things where he just does a quick punt with the quarterback.
He better call timeout.
From this part of the field, I think that would have been a good opportunity.
He's not on the line of scrimmage. That'll be a delay of game. There's too many men on the field. Illegal substitution against the Westport Wolfpack. Doesn't matter. I don't want to call a timeout on that. There's no point. That timeout is worth more than that 5 yards,
yes,
isn't it, Cass?
I agree.
Well, if they'd have snapped the ball and they'd have had it blocked, it wouldn't have been very good. You want to make sure you got everybody in there.
No, so let the clock run and just reset. So Buster's going to stand at his own 35 here.
Is that Burt back there?
Burt, and it's the 25. If he gets it, look out. There's a snap. There's the punt. And Buster kicks a nice ball that's going to be
It's a
caught.
sidewinder.
And at the 30, and
Oh,
it
what a
bounces
bounce.
over Bert's head, and it's going to go out of bounds. That's an ideal situation. The ball's going to go out at the 18. That's the greatest punt in Buster's life.
Westport caught a huge break.
I'll tell you what, that's a bad break on Forrest because he was there ready to return and took a bad bounce on him and went out of
You
bounds.
can't let that ball bounce, though.
Well, you're
I don't
not
think he
supposed
could
to.
get there in time, though.
Well, this is that's the way that Buster kicks. It's a sidewinder. He did that last week too.
38-yard kick for Buster. Now it's going to back up the Wildcats inside the 20 with 9:26 left to go in that game.
They got to have a good
13-7,
defensive series here.
Wolfpack.
And they've got the long field to go, 81 yards. I'm not sure if Forrest has had to go this long in a while.
Yeah, Krim is going to be the running back to Curry's right. He's going to throw it into the flats, and the ball's nearly picked off. Oh, what a play there.
That's a great read by the safety.
I don't know who that was.
It was Chisholm.
But
Chisholm read that thing perfect. And all they're trying to do is they're trying. I mean, I tell you, they're doing a good job of trying to get the ball in the Bert's hands.
Now, what do you
It was
think?
just a
What do you
quick screen
think?
there.
What do you think comes next? Hitch
and
and go.
Hitch and go.
But hey, they're trying to get the ball in Bert's hands.
Oh yeah, they have to.
But
they
hey,
need to move him in motion.
Yeah, great read by Chisholm.
You gotta get
read
the
that
defense.
screen.
I will tell you,
think.
it looks like Westport's bringing 5 or 6 guys every snap. Brooks is just coming on.
But they got to motion him to get him in good mismatch.
All right, so here we go. Curry's going to hand it off to Krim. Heads over the left side. Doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll be brought down for a loss. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 11.
Yeah, and that's the Westport defense just stepping up real nice. Ryan Reed, number 44, again. We've said his name a few times tonight. I haven't called his name this much all season. So, nice play by him there to make the stop for no gain.
Impressive.
Okay, big 3rd down
defensive.
play here.
Is this 2-down territory, Kaz, with
No.
8:53 left to go in the game?
No way.
They haven't punted all
There's
night.
8 minutes to go in the game.
Forrest hasn't punted all night.
But they haven't stopped him either.
2 wide outs to the top. Burt sits in the slot. 1 to the bottom. Krim is to Curry's right. They're going to blitz right up the middle. Curry's rolling out to his right. He needs some help. He gets the edge and trips and falls down at the 25. He had enough for the 1st down, and the old 23-yard line just grabbed them and pulled them down.
I don't really just think Curry had the wheels to get there.
Oh, he was there.
They were
He
catching
outrun
him.
Seidel.
They were catching him, but Seidel, credit Seidel and Brooks. They're the ones who got in the
He
backfield
would
and
have gotten the
disrupted
first
that.
down. He wasn't going further than that, but he would have gotten the 1st down.
We need to get a good return here to get good field position. He should get the ball probably around the 40, 45.
So they are going to punt here. Grayson Waters is in for the punt. Oh, he did have 1 punt. It wasn't a very pretty one.
No.
But the man of the hour is in the back, is going to be standing at his own 50, and that's Elijah Hopkins. 7:49 left
Elijah
to go in the
Hopkins is
football
due
game.
for that special team
and they're going to
touchdown.
snap it to the up back, and he's got enough for the 1st down, maybe. It's
No.
going to depend on the spot.
He might have
I
got
think
it.
he got it.
I think he got it. Gutsy call by Forrest.
Did he get it? Let's see where the mark
He got
is.
it. He got it.
He got
First
it.
down, Wildcats.
Yeah,
Ball
and-
sits at the 30.
I tell you, though, number 22, Trey Stokes for Westport, he stuck his head in there. I mean, he put his body on the line.
Boy, the coaching staff is upset. Oh, are they gonna? They're not even gonna measure it. Ooh, that ball, that was closer than you think, boys.
Yeah, I thought that.
I thought he was over.
I thought they didn't get that good of a spot. I think that ball should have been spotted at about the 31, not the 29. But
Well,
regardless, they still get it.
Trey Stokes is a massive human being. I wouldn't argue with him. I would just say, yes, sir. Where do you want the ball spotted? But then again, I'm a weakling. 2 wide outs each to the top, 1 to the bottom. That same set, no tight end, 2 backs. Burt sits in the slot. They're looking to Burt. Hitch and go. And a
Wide
man is
open.
wide open, and he stumbles
Oh, wow.
and is unable to make a catch. Oh.
Hitch and go.
Hitch and go, and he was wide open. And the receiver literally, he just tripped over himself. I'm trying to make out.
It looked like the
number.
ball was thrown out of bounds or almost
It wasn't
out
a
of bounds.
well-thrown ball.
It wasn't a well-thrown ball, but
I don't know
still,
if
I
he
mean,
could have gotten
the
to it.
receiver, he tripped over himself. I think he probably could have got to that ball. I'm trying to make out the number. It's number 20-something. Once again,
Curry.
these numbers are not easy to see. Light yellow on white jerseys. It's almost as ridiculous as the Seminoles who wear those
who wear those light gold on the white.
Or the guy who eats Doritos.
Yeah, or the guy who eats the Doritos on the air. I think
All
it was
right.
number 23 or 22.
Second down and 10, they're going to give it to, this time it's Seymour. No, that's Bird in the backfield. That ball's coming
Looks
back.
like
'cause
a
that's
holding call.
Holding call.
And we're able to make out the number now. That was number 20, the receiver who tripped over himself.
That was Seymour. I'm sorry.
Isaiah Uteg was the intended receiver on that hitch and go.
And now instead of second down and third down and maybe 10, that's going to be second down and a long 22 because it's a spot foul. And those spot fouls in high school football will kill you, won't they, Coach?
Forrest has been pretty good in the second half, not committing penalties, and now they finally get one, and this is a hurtful one.
In this half, they haven't.
Yeah, first half they had a ton of penalties, and they cleaned it up this half, but here we go again.
Now the ball goes right back where this drive started at the 19, but now it's second down and 20.
They got one-on-one coverage up top.
3 wideouts to the bottom. And they're going to give it to Krim. Krim heads up the middle. He's going to pick up maybe 4 before he's brought down from behind by Mathis.
It looks like that was...
Or is that Lightsey?
No. It looks like it may have been... I'm trying to make out the number now. Looks like that may have been Trey Stokes on the tackle.
All right.
Number 22. Yep, Trey Stokes.
Have I told you how large his father is?
Yes, I see him on the sideline. He has one of those tight muscle shirts on, and he's very intimidating. Would not mess with him.
No.
Hey, but you know what? They got a 2-deep safety here. Look, they got Bird in the slot. Do they try to split the safeties again with that skinny
It looks
post?
like that'd be good.
They do have a safety deep. They're going to
There's
run
a
the
lead
option to the left. Krim's going to keep it. He cuts it up the middle. He's got a first down. He's got green grass in front of him and one man to beat. Strickland cuts him out, and then he gets some help by Hopkins, but not before Krim gets all the way inside the Wolfpack 35. It'll be first and 10.
Another well executed play on the lead option.
Water break. I saw the official pausing. Wasn't sure what that was, but that'll give me a chance to really thank our
That's just poor
sponsors.
tackling.
Poor tackling, but hey, Chisholm's pretty good in open field. So
McCarson Electric.
Was that Chisholm or Krim?
Krim.
McCarson
Yeah,
Electric.
Krim does a good job cutting.
Called it 352-812-4486 for all of your electrical needs, commercial, residential, medical equipment. You got a project that needs power, even if it's oil. He likes oil or coal. And David's pro fracking.
He's pro fracking?
Yeah.
So he must have not liked Biden last night in the debate.
No. Hey, we went pretty good. We went 2 hours without mentioning the presidential election. That's pretty good. It'll be first and 10 for the Wildcats here.
I'll tell you what would be a shame because of that 15-yard penalty, 14-13.
Yeah. Well, no, that had nothing to do with that. They just missed the extra point. The
50-yard line.
Oh, no. Well, I'm saying missed extra point.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Missed extra point is really what does it.
Yeah.
It'll be
Well,
first
the field
and 10.
position they had to get the 7.
Curry is going to be in shotgun. Again, they haven't really altered this formation. Now they're going to do a bunch to the left with their 3 wide receivers. 1 running back is Krim. He's going to get it. He heads up the middle. That's Seymour. He's going to fall ahead for 3. It'll be second down at 7. And now at this point, Kaz, do you run the clock if you're Robin, or do you just score?
Well, if he's getting to 3 or 4 or 5 yards a clip, yeah, and you're thinking 4 downs. 4 times 4 is 16.
Hey.
So you know what I'm talking about? You going 4 yards.
I'm going to go back to it though, guys. You know, if you don't score here, if you would have kicked a field goal earlier in that 4th and goal on the 5-yard line.
Sure.
Yeah.
Different ball game.
It's now 13-10 instead of 13-7, and all you got to do is get a field goal instead of a touchdown here. So
second and 8.
Yeah, Krim
They're going to have Burt in the
Krim
slot to
going
the
left.
top. Curry in shotgun. They're going to give
There
it
he
to
goes.
Seymour. He heads up the middle. He pulls the pile. Wow, what a run there. And that'll pick up 4. I don't know how, but it'll be 3rd and short.
Well, he's spreading the defense out, and they're able to find a seam right there.
And it looks like what they're doing is they're taking Krim out of the game. They've got their big back Seymour in the game. And I think Coach Williams and Coach Pinard, they're just trying to chew the clock here. Chew the clock and let's grind this thing down as much as we can go before we score. And we don't want to give Westport enough time to score. It's now 4:20, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Clock is winding down.
Yeah,
so
three first downs, and you got it.
3 wideouts to the top. Bert's going to set up in the slot.
See, they're all spread out again.
Man coverage out there.
Off tackle.
They're going to give it to Krim. He runs up the middle. It's got enough for the first down. That'll stop the clock. But the ball sits at the 24. It'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats.
Yeah, and you got three Westport tacklers sticking their nose in to make the play there. Trey Stokes, Shep, and Seidel. So, this is just it. They're just trying to grind this clock once again.
Running behind Caleb Thompson. The Wildcats are moving the football here. They haven't been effective passing the ball all night, but they are running the ball down the throats right now of Westport. The score is 13-7. Clock runs, 3:44 left to go. The Wildcats trail, but they have the football. Curry's going to move from our left to our right. Bunch formation. There's 4 wideouts, but they're all in tight. Krim is the only running back. Wolfpack are going to blitz, but Krim gets around the blitz and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
He's doing a good job finding the hole. As soon as he gets the ball, they hand it to him. As soon as he gets the ball, he sees the hole and runs to it.
I tell you, big number 78 for Westport, Mason Shep. He did a great job of clogging that hole there. I mean, he pushed his guy into the guy next to him, clogged up the hole, and his teammates came in and cleaned that up for him and made the tackle for a no gain.
3:04 and the clock rolls, and the Wildcats are not in any rush at all here. 2nd down and 8. You don't need to work.
Here comes the lead option. If they're in pistol, no, they're not in pistol.
They could still run it out of this set because the running back is to the left. They could run it to the left side, and that's what they're going to do.
There he goes.
Curry keeps it this time, and he is popped after a gain of about 3. Wow, Kamori Mathis came in and said hello. You like that?
Yeah, he said hello.
That's
a good job by the defense there. At least they stopped that option. They've been getting killed on that lead option.
And I thought Curry should have pitched it, but
I do too. Well, I would have. Yeah.
So clock is still running here. Third. Wow.
They're going to keep the
2:15 left. 3rd and 5.
Forrest is going to end up with the ball the whole time.
Hey, good crowd out here for Westport. This is the biggest crowd of the year on the Westport side. They're starting to get into it. Leslie, the lead booster, is leading it. 3 wideouts to the top, 1 to the bottom in man coverage. Curry's going to hand it to the running back who gets nowhere.
Good job.
It'll be 4th down and 5.
And you got to credit number 52, Marani Hopkins, on the stop there. This is where we see what you're made of. All those end of practice, goal line things you do, suicides, conditioning, you name it. This is why you do this at the end of practice.
Lead option. Lead option.
Yeah, does Rim call a timeout here if he sees the formation?
No, he'll call lead option. I don't know. Steve,
I think he's going to call a timeout. He's standing right next to the
4th and 5, 120
left.
He's
going to call a timeout.
He's
going to call a timeout. He wants to read it,
smart.
And that way he can adjust. It's 4th and 5. This is the play of the game.
The clock, they actually, I don't know what the clock operator's doing, but they called the timeout, and they literally just let about 5 seconds run off that clock.
Well,
every second's precious in this situation.
Agreed.
Come on.
It don't matter. This is the play of the game.
How about this crowd, y'all? When's the last time you saw a Westport game with this much of a crowd and this people into it?
Seabreeze, Westport.
It's story time with Cats. We didn't have halftime story time. Because I really wanted to talk to Jody Phillips, and I thought we got some good information out of that.
I was pretty tame.
You were. You had, I'm going to grill him, and I'm like, you can't, because it was a lot of these.
Well, you know what?
Are out of his hands.
Jody's a genuine nice guy.
I love him.
Jody's a genuine nice guy.
Yeah.
He's never done anything to me, so you know what? I'm not going to do anything to him.
Well, here we go. It's 4th down, and they're going to call it 5. And not sure the Wildcats are still on their sideline. Westport has come on to the
now.
field.
How many timeouts does Forrest have? Do we have any idea on that?
2.
So Forrest does have 2 timeouts. So if they do turn it over here, they can.
Massive play here. Same formation. 2 wideouts to the bottom, 1 to the top. Burt slats up in the slot. Curry calls a hard count. Smart decision there by the Wolfpack not to jump. And now the offense is going to call a timeout for Westport. Or, for the Wildcats.
And I tell you, this crowd is loud. This crowd's getting into it.
I tell you what, that's a good job by Steve calling that timeout to tell them don't jump off sides.
Again, I said this when Steve Rim got the job. I said he will instantly become the smartest coach in Marion County. Farmer didn't like that, but it's a fact because his teams, it's true, his teams are disciplined, right?
Yeah.
They're well coached, and they don't make stupid penalties. Now, McCarson,
he's had a good
McCarson
teacher.
will hear about that for a long time.
Well, I think McCarson's mom told him to do that if he scored. So.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
All right.
All right, this is it, boys.
All right, this is
1 minute, 13 seconds. Here we go.
This is it. It'll be 4th down and 5, 1:13 on the clock. 13-7 is our score. Forrest has the football at the 20. Curry's going to drop back. He's under all kinds of pressure. He fires. He's got a man, and that's Isaiah Guy. Touchdown.
That's Burt. That's
Wildcats.
Burt.
It's number 7.
One.
No, it's Burt. You're right. I'm sorry. That's Jamarian Burt with a touchdown.
That was a good heads-up play by the quarterback, Curry.
No flags. The score is 13-all, and the crowd is silenced.
He came out of the slot, didn't he?
Sure did.
Came out of the slot. It was just a simple little slant route, but it was kind of a delayed slant.
Yeah,
You know, because
Curry did a good job avoiding the rush.
Yeah.
Spotted him and threw a nice pass.
I thought that was number 7, but that was number 1.
Well, you know, and I think what happened there, guys, was the reason why you had a breakdown in coverage, why Burt was so wide open is Curry got rushed and he flushed out, and I think whoever was covering Burt kind of lost track of his receiver and was too focused on the scramble, thinking he had to go get the quarterback on the scramble.
Right.
Which is why that led to a wide open receiver in the middle of the field. And then Burt does a really nice job of actually carrying a guy in the end zone in the process. So, hey, you called it tonight, Galen. Burt is the guy that you're scared of.
He's the only guy on this team who scares you. He's the only guy who consistently gets yards.
But they don't get him more touches.
Well, they tried.
Yeah.
Well, you can
tried.
think of
Curry
ways to
couldn't
get him
get him the
touches.
ball.
So we got a big kick here coming up because it's a tie game, 13-13, minute 7 seconds left. So
Grayson Waters is your kicker.
Their kicker's a good kicker.
Yeah,
so he's a good kicker. The only thing that stops this is if they block it, because this kid's not missing the extra
Or
point.
get a bad snap.
Yeah.
He's a senior, so
He's got a good leg.
you got to count on him here. This will be a moment he never forgets, boys. 107, tie game. Here comes the extra point. Waiting for the snap. It's a good one. The hold is up, and it is.
Oh, wow.
Blocked.
Blocked.
No good.
No.
No good. No flags. Tie ball game. 107 left to go in the game.
Someone got in there and barely got a fingertip on it. They barely got a fingertip on the ball.
I think it was
That was
Hill.
a great effort by the defense.
Yeah,
I think it was Hill.
It barely got a fingertip on it, and it goes, and it just went a little bit right. But yeah, they got a little finger. And the kicker's on the ground. He wanted a roughing the kicker.
Well, he acted pretty
He
well.
wanted a roughing the kicker.
Well,
but,
Robin Williams.
but the ball was
But the
tipped.
ball was blocked.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on. Robin Williams is just telling him to calm down. I think he's just upset, and now he's yelling at the official, and that'll only get you thrown out of the game, and you can't have a kicker thrown out of the
Well,
game.
you don't need a
in tie
15-yard
football
penalty
game.
on a kickoff.
Wow, what an effort. All right,
But
let's
if they
recap.
block the kick, there's no roughing the kicker.
Let's recap. So Burt catches a beautiful throw and ties the football game up. The extra point is blocked. It's 13-13 here at Westport High School. The Wolfpack are in for a barn burner tonight, aren't they? Tie football game.
Does this where my prediction does come into play, though, where I said it's going to come down to a special teams touchdown by Hopkins. I'm calling it here.
That's right.
I'm calling
That's
it
right.
here. Kick return touchdown coming by a Hopkins.
I don't think they're going to kick it to Hopkins.
By the way, have you noticed that everything's about John? Everything's about John.
Listen.
No, I don't think they're going to kick it to Hopkins.
I'm kidding.
The only
and there it is, a quick pooch kick. I don't know. The kicker's trying to get
I
away
don't think
with
that
one.
the officials were set.
No, nobody was set. There was no whistle.
whistle.
But I'll tell you what, Kamori, if he catches that and runs,
He can
scores.
score, yeah.
The only unfortunate thing about my score prediction is the overhit. And you know I'm an under.
Oh,
You know I'm an under
you're
guy.
a terrible human being. Kaz, you never bet the under, do you?
No.
See? So you have to phrase that question right for Kaz.
All right, he's going to go to the other side.
Because if you say you always bet the over, he'll say no. 107. McCarson's on that wing back on the other side. Boy, if he scores, Leslie is going to go nuts. Kamori Mathis is on the other side.
Boy, if you're Westport, you would really like to have a good field goal kicker right now. Though,
Grayson Waters is going to kick it from his own 35. I think they have one timeout left. And there's the kick, and it's a pooch kick. and it's going to go out of bounds. Now,
Oh,
this
now
may
get
be
the
where
ball to
Steve makes
40.
him kick it again. He's going to back him up 5 yards
yeah.
and make him kick it again.
Yep.
Steve and I talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
He's going to back him up, and they're going to kick it from the 30, and he'll do this all night.
Yeah.
Because guess what? No time off the clock, and you just gained 5 yards.
Well, and he wants to get the ball in his playmaker's hand in Elijah Hopkins.
Sure.
So, I mean, that's ultimately, I think, what his plan is.
We talk about this. He goes, that whole recovery team, that rundown team is gassed.
That's right. They're tired.
They ran. You know this, Caz. You probably taught it to
Yep.
him. And again, this goes back to being the smartest coach in the county. So they're going to mark this now at the 30. That'll move Hopkins up another 5 yards.
Well, if he kicks it to Chemo can score from there.
Well, I don't think Chemo's not deep. You got Hopkins.
No, I'm talking about right here.
Oh yeah, he's on the second line of defense. Chemo.
He'll kick it a little bit deeper this
All
time.
right, so they're going to overload the left side. They can't do that. So
He's
they
going
got
to kick it over
balance
to the right
out.
over here.
So Grayson Waters is the kicker from the 30. Another pooch kick right up the middle. I'm sorry, that's to the left side. It's going to be returned. He heads upfield. He's at the 40. He but he breaks another one. That's Hopkins. He gets inside the 40-yard line.
Lightsey.
That's Lightsey. I'm sorry. Lightsey.
That's good job. Good job by them. Now
Good
they got
coaching,
opportunity.
too, because he told them, return it. So
Well, he
now
put Lightsey there to return.
So now you got a short field to go from the 40-yard
Yeah.
line with 58 seconds left. So, hey, it's Savino time.
Yep.
Let's see what Savino's made of here.
It's throwing it time.
This is where Savino can finally say to Curry, hey, gotcha.
Yeah, you are correct. There's a lot on the line here. 13-0. The one thing you don't want to do is turn the football over. Boy, Gavin Savino, this is a big moment for this young man.
Looks like
He
the
can get
slant
into
would
his
be
own
open.
head, too.
Slant.
Let's see. 2 wideouts each way. He's going to drop back. He looks to his left. He's under pressure. Rolls out. He's got a man, and it's picked off.
No, he dropped it. He dropped it.
Oh, it was should. And I'll tell you what, Velasquez is wide open in the end zone, and he's going nuts.
Yeah, that was number 11, Ryan Powell from Forest on the defense there. He was in great position to make the interception, had it in his hands, and he dropped it as he hit the ground there.
Velasquez is wide open in the end zone. Savino did a good job of avoiding pressure at 2nd and 10.
Yeah,
52 seconds
He
left.
was just pressured there. He was pressured, and it was a tough play to make. But yeah, probably could have thrown a little bit of a better
13
pass.
all is our score. 2 wideouts to the top, 1 to the bottom. Now they're going to put Lightsey in the slot to the bottom and make it 2 each way. Savino's going to call the snap. He's going to give it to Hopkins, who heads up the middle, tries to break a tackle, flag on the play, and that'll be
Face
a holding.
mask.
I think they're gonna call a face mask on.
That'll be
on
a
Forest High School.
15-yard penalty. You are correct. Good
And it
call,
stops the
Cass.
clock.
That'll be a free 15. That'll move it inside the 30 to about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Westport catches a big break here.
47 seconds
Well, that was a
left
bad
of our
call with
clock.
the draw play because you had them playing pass.
And I think the only reason he brought him down is because of the face mask, because it spun him around.
Yeah, no, he had the cutback. He had the cutback there in the open field.
Right. That face mask, they got to slow them down.
So he moves all the way down. They're going to mark it at the 23. It'll be 1st and 10. Wolfpack, 13 all is our score. 42nd. We've got a barn burner here tonight.
What's the timeout situation?
I think they have one.
They're running the clock.
Savino, yes, because of it stopped. Yes. Savino drops back. He looks to the left. Hitch and go. He's going to keep it. Now he rolls. Now he fires into the end zone, and it's incomplete.
Threw it away.
Smart play, and Savino was rocked.
Savino got rocked there, and he's down. He's down a little bit.
He's a
let's
tough
hope,
kid.
Let's hope he gets up.
He'll
here.
be up.
He'll
He's
get
good.
up.
Yep.
He's a tough kid.
His dad will will him to get up.
But I tell you, he saw that rush coming.
Ooh,
Yeah.
he's hurt.
He saw it coming. He
He's
put his
hurt.
body on the line there.
33 seconds.
Huh?
2nd and 10.
Yeah.
It's the Savino
He's looking
show.
right. He's got to look at. You got to look at the coverage first. Look
He
at his
ran a hitch
matchups.
and go, but he was throwing it into double coverage. And
But
it
what was
short.
happening down here?
I didn't see it. So Hopkins is the running back. He's going to set up to Savino's right. 2 wideouts each way. Savino drops back. He's going to look to his right. He breaks a tackle, tries to get it over. And he's going to
Go.
be
It's
brought
a
down.
lateral. Oh, he called. Okay.
Oh, he's going to call an incomplete pass. I thought that was a backwards pass.
I thought it was a lateral. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a lateral to me. I think the play probably should have continued there.
Elijah Russell with the pressure.
But hey,
big play there by the big man.
Westport catches a break there. I mean, because now the clock stops. So
Sure. I don't know. Hopkins had
third
room.
down?
It's hard to tell. 3rd and 10, 27 seconds left. Do you just keep going for it, Kaz, or do you worry about playing in overtime?
Well, how many timeouts they got?
One timeout, Kaz.
Well, I give it a shot to try to get a first down.
Kaz, did you always have a timeout guy on your staff? Did you always have one guy who knew
Steve.
all the timeouts?
Steve knew the timeouts.
2 wide receivers each way. Savino's going to hand it to Hopkins. He delays. He's trying to get to the 20. He's going to be brought down.
That's going to be it. Unless he calls
now he calls a
timeout to throw in the end
21.
zone.
Boy, do you wish they had a kicker.
Well, and if you're Coach Rem, you're probably telling your quarterback, you're telling your team, hey, listen, this is the play we're going to run. We get a first down, we got to get to the line right away and spike it. Because then that's probably going to leave you with about 10 or 11 seconds left on the clock.
Well, it's 4th down right now. Isn't it?
Yeah, they got to get the first down. But, if they get the first down here, I think he's telling them, hey, we got to go spike it right away, and then we'll call our play.
Unless he gets out of bounds. Don't forget the clock stops on a timeout.
On the first down.
On the first down.
But the clock starts.
it starts.
Once.
Yeah, but they give you time
once you
to
reset
set. Because
it.
let's be clear, there's a home chain gang. It's going to take them a few seconds. But the ball is going to be 4th and 7. And what a football game by both teams. Again, Forest was down 13-0. And then that interception return, the momentum changed after the kickoff.
Does Steve
They had
have a
great
middle
field
screen?
position. They do. They ran it last week. So here
those
we go.
linebackers are going to drop. We'll see what happens.
All right. They're going to have the big man in the backfield with Savino and Hopkins. There's a false start of some kind. Nope, timeout, Robin Williams and the Wildcats.
So they just use their final timeout.
Smart idea. I think that's a great call. Great call. So it'll be 4th and 7, 20 seconds left to go. 13 all's our score. And again, I want to thank McCarson Electric for all of your electrical needs, residential, commercial. David does it all. 352-812-4486.
Well, I'll tell you what I do.
Go, Cass.
Okay, I'd have my 2 splits like that and send Hopkins right up the middle and throw it
So
to
you
him.
want a 2 wide split.
2
spread
wide,
the field,
split the safeties,
No
and have
tight
Hopkins
end?
come out of the backfield straight and just throw it to him
Wheel
over the
route?
middle. No, just going right over the tackle.
Oh, I got you.
But throw it to him. Runs
Yeah,
a route.
I'm with you.
I'm running a safe comeback route to the outside receiver.
That comeback should be picked off.
Comeback routes are pick 6. Don't run a slant.
But I would send Hopkins right up the left side.
All right, so they're going to have 2 wideouts. They are going to have 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. There is a tight end. That's Buster. They're going to give it. Flea flicker. Savino's under all kinds of pressure. Breaks a tackle. Fires into the end zone. It's dropped. What a throw by Savino.
Oh, man, what a play.
And it was
it got dropped.
Oh.
Who dropped it?
That was our
Was
guy,
that Buster?
Buster Barnes.
I think Buster was looking at the
Flag
end
on
zone.
the play. Flag on the play.
Could be holding.
Is it? Okay.
They'll decline it.
What a play by Savino to get that ball and hit
man.
Buster right in the chest.
He threw that thing 100 miles an hour.
That's unfortunate.
Wait, the offense is staying on the field. The offense is staying on the field.
Wow. What's
is it a
going
face
on?
mask?
Roughing a passer?
Let's wait. We're waiting
I thought
for
he had
people to make the
holding.
call here. Hey, by the way, while we have this well-officiated game so far,
They have done a good job.
I think it's something after the play. I think it's unsportsmanlike.
but then it's a turnover and down.
Yeah. I think Forrest keeps the ball anyway, so I'm not sure if this matters.
They're talking about it. 11 seconds left. Big call here. But again, good play there by Savino.
Yep. So it's Forrest
Robin is
will retain.
all the way out on the field to talk to the Whitecaps.
Dead ball?
Yeah, it'll be Forrest's football. They're going to mark him back all the way inside the.
Why is the coach?
They're
Right at the 11-yard
asking
line.
for Coach Rem to come out.
I wonder if he was going to. And again, these two know each other very, very well.
Yeah.
I wonder what this is about.
Well, I tell you.
You might be right, John. And they're going to explain it to what happened.
Yeah. Well,
and that's the call. If it's a turnover on downs, it's a post-foul penalty or post-play penalty.
They'll
It's
get the
marked
ball
off.
there and then mark off half the distance to the goal
Correct.
line.
It'll be 1st and 25.
Yeah. I tell you, going back to that play.
The ball's going to be placed on the 10, Kaz. We know that.
Going back to that play, Savino showed some moxie in the pocket there.
I mean, he had some good awareness. He saw it.
And he shedded a would-be tackler, and he stuck it in there. I mean, you talk about a quarterback that's not afraid to stay in the pocket. Gavin Savino.
No, I know. When he got hurt there, he got up. He wasn't coming out.
He's gutsy.
Gutsy kid. And they're going to need him here in overtime. It'll be 1st and 10.
Well,
now I guess
Wildcats.
he's
11
under center.
seconds left to go. Hey, you know what I do here?
Run dive. Take a knee.
I give the ball to Burt. Let's see what he can do. But they're gonna run safety formation. It'll be victory.
And we're going to overtime.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna step aside, and we're gonna be right back after this. You're listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
I'm back. That's right. Tom Schmidt's back on WOCA with a show called Ocala Talks. We'll talk about everything Ocala and surrounding areas, plus a little bit of sports as well. Every weekday, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 12, Tom Schmidt's with Ocala Talks. Right here on WOCA, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. Check out Tom starting October 1st. That's Thursday. You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
I'm back. That's right. Tom Schmidt's back on WOCA with a show called Ocala Talks. We'll talk about everything Ocala and surrounding areas, plus a little bit of sports as well. Every weekday, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 12, Tom Schmidt's with Ocala Talks. Right here on WOCA, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. Check out Tom starting October 1st. That's Thursday.
WOCA.
All right, welcome back to Westport High School. I'm Galen Unol, John Ivory, and Coach Castaneda. We've got a barn burner here at Westport. Tie ball game. We're going into extra time.
Overtime.
I call it extra. So Westport lost the flip, I'm assuming, because they're on offense. They're going to move at the far end zone, and Westport's going to move from our left to our right. Toss sweep to Hopkins.
Oh.
He tries to bounce it outside. He's nothing. Now he's going to cut it across field, and there's going to be a block, and he's going to be brought down for a 9-yard loss.
That was terrible judgment right there.
Trying to do too much.
He should have just cut it, got his 3 or 4 yards, and that's about it.
All right, Coach Kaz, explain the overtime rules.
All right, the overtime rules, you have 4 downs to score. Now, if you don't score,
you start from the 10.
Start from the 10-yard line. If you don't score, the other team takes over. So they can kick a field goal and win it. So for really, first score, whoever has the ball last, if they score and win, that's like a regular touchdown. They kick the extra point.
Basically, it's college rules, except college starts from the 25.
There you go. 2 wideouts each way. Hopkins is to Savino's left. They're going to bring a blitz. Savino steps up in the pocket. There's a flag on the play, and that's going to be in the area of holding. It's going to be 3rd down and long or 2nd down in a country mile.
And this isn't good for Westport.
They're going to call that against Forest.
Oh, wow.
I think that's a defensive hold.
Well, I tell you, and here's the thing, too. With
That's a defensive hold.
This is a situation where not having a kicking game is really going to hurt you being Westport High School.
Oh, yeah.
Because Westport has to score a touchdown. There is zero confidence in their field goal
kicking. And they got to
kicking
kick
game.
an extra point.
And Forrest has a really good field goal kicker.
They could go ahead and just kick a field goal.
They could go and just kick a field goal first play and be done with it if Westport can't score here.
Hey, real quick, Savino is hurt, and he's coming off the field. He may have really hurt his shoulder because he got leveled on that play. And no Seidel is going to come out onto the field. The senior is going to have to lead his troops here. They're going to mark that ball all the way at the 5-yard line, boys.
Was it his throwing shoulder?
Yes. And if Savino's hurt, he's hurt.
Now, they don't get an automatic first down?
They're looking at his shoulder. Apparently not.
It's second down.
Second and 5.
That's interesting.
I formation. They're going to give it to the running back, Hopkins. He cuts back. He moves sideways, and there was no hole there. He's going to gain maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 6.
Now, this guy can run the ball, I believe. This quarterback?
Yeah, it's basically a 2-down situation. I mean,
oh yeah,
I would just keep running the ball here.
Yeah.
Run the ball. You got 6 yards to go.
Oh,
just keep running the ball here because, I mean, your thrower is out of the game, and we've seen Seidel at quarterback before, and let's be honest, he's not the best thrower in the world.
Not at all. I formation for the Wolfpack. They're going to do a jumbo 2 tight end set. They're going to give it to the D-man. He's going to keep it. Seidel's got one man to beat. He's got to get to the edge. He's going to get caught, and he's going to not gain any yards. He just was too slow.
Yeah, he just didn't have the speed to get to the edge there. Great,
like
Coach Cass said, great call on the naked boot. But
Elijah Russell with a heck of a play. The defensive end stayed home and really closed that up. Elijah Russell's had a heck of a football game here.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Rem, you got to take something out of your back pocket. Probably something you're going to do here is maybe run a guy on a reverse or a jet sweep or something. Get to the edge with a playmaker. Most likely that guy being Hopkins. I don't know if you can trust Seidel to make the throw for you, and I don't know if you can trust it just a generic run up the middle or off tackle.
Well, right now,
you got to get creative.
Right now, Forrest is not respecting a pass, so they have their corners up. Their outside linebackers are up and covering the outside. Hence the bootleg over there, and he got caught. But they're coming up there. They're not expecting him to throw the ball at all. There's no respect there because they think.
So what are you calling here, Cass?
I don't know what the kid can do. I don't know what the kid can do.
Boy, I feel terrible for Savino. He must be in a lot of pain not to be out there. He is hurting. You can tell. He's hanging out with the trainer. Yeah, I think he broke his shoulder, or maybe broke his collarbone or something.
Maybe separated his shoulder.
Yeah. He's got 2 trainers looking at him. But on the field, it's 4th and 5. They're going to go with a jumbo set.
See how the corners and everything are up?
Everybody's
He could throw a dump to the tight end, couldn't he?
Everybody's jumped. Seidel is going to hand it. He's going to fake it. He's going to throw it into the end zone, and it is caught. Westport!
And Seidel comes through huge.
Buster on the catch.
Hey,
I told you.
That was Buster made up for the drop. Buster just made up for the drop.
No, because they dropped, the game's over.
Yeah, you're right. But Seidel proving us wrong there because we're sitting here saying, we can't trust him to throw the ball.
But they didn't trust him to throw the ball.
You're right.
And that's the best, they
did
not
coverage.
respect it. Huh?
Not terrible coverage.
No, that's good coverage.
Buster went up and got it.
But to me, that's only, the kid, they didn't expect, they weren't expecting a pass.
Here we go. The all-important
And that's the best thing, a good call.
Big extra point here as Kyrian Ball is going to be on. There's the snap. The kick is not good. And Buster's going to run around.
Yeah,
and
so
he's going to be brought down.
Just a bad long snap there.
Nobody blocked that guy in the middle.
Yeah, it was a really low snap. Buster couldn't handle it, and he just had to pick it up and try to do something.
It might not have been a bad idea just to go for 2.
Elijah Russell is having a game. He's been everywhere. He was the one on that play.
With his kicking like that, probably would have been better off to go for 2.
But going back to these overtime rules, with that touchdown, despite it only being a 6-point lead, Forrest must score a touchdown to have hope.
But if he goes for 2,
they cannot settle for a field goal.
If he goes for 2 and makes it, now you got pressure on
I agree with you. With their kicking game.
Yeah, because your kicking game, you got a better chance of getting the 3 yards.
All right, so Curry's going to come to the line. They're going to be down by 6 here in overtime.
Well, they're going to run Krim off tackle.
Krim is on the back, so he's on the right side. He's going to hand it. He's going to run right up the middle. He's got 5. He's got 6.
Ooh,
he's going to be inside the 5-yard line, and they're going to mark it at the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
Yeah, if
he's going to have to get extra linemen in there.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. The same thing. If you're Westport High School, you got to get a lot of defensive linemen in the game, and just
somebody
sell it out.
There's an injury on the play, but I guess we'll keep it here because my sound guy just walked it off.
Yeah.
All right, but let's reset it here. Carson Electric, thank you. 352-812-4486. We are in overtime here at Westport, and the score is 19-13. You're listening to WOCA 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We haven't even talked about the YouTube. I hope you're in there enjoying it. YouTube at WOCA.
We've had quite a bit of viewers tonight.
Well, that's great.
Really?
They want to hear the troll and the coach. If we were to like to do a show, that would be the professional, the pro, the coach, and the troll.
Professional term used lightly.
Kaz, are you going to be here next week? We're on a bye week. Are you going to be here for the Dunellen game?
Yeah.
All right, that's going to be
Dunellen
on the promo.
Here?
No, it's at Dunellen. It's going to be the pro, the coach, and the troll.
Speaking of Dunellen, they are still down the Vanguard 21-17 in the fourth quarter.
All right, well, Curry's going to come to the line. 2nd down and 5.
Same play.
Same formation.
They're moving Ship. Oh. They're running away from Ship.
Bert's going to be in the slot on the left side.
They're not jamming up. They're not jamming up the line like we thought they were.
Corey's going to give it to Krim,
right there,
and he's knocked down at the line of
Good
scrimmage.
job by the defense. They
It'll
really
be
came in there.
3rd down and goal from the 4.
Yeah, that was Seidel. So the backup quarterback who just made a big throw is actually now playing defensive end, and he just made a big play defensively. So maybe that's who the game ball is going to have to go to today if they do pull this out. So
the senior.
Well, they got 3rd down?
3rd down and goal from the 4.
What about the lead option, speed option?
It's worked all night.
Dunellen just took the lead, 24-21.
Really?
What you call 31?
Yeah.
You're Nostradamus. All right. Same formation. Curry's going to call the snap. Crowd gets into it. Krim gets it. Heads over the left side. He's hit at the hole by Larry Brooks and brought down right just shy of the touchdown of the goal line.
Great play.
4th and 2.
Just a simple zone read play to the left there. Larry Brooks, he hits that hole hard. So now we've got about 4th and goal coming. Are we on the 1 or the 1.5?
There's going to be a touchdown. There's going to be a timeout.
Okay.
But I do want to say this. Coach Livingood, the AD here, who just refuses to come talk to us for some reason because he doesn't have time.
Well, I don't think he
looks
likes us very much.
Really, really nervous. He's like, this is the best game they've played at Westport in years.
This is going to be the biggest. This is going to be the biggest local win for them in a long time.
I think totally different. I think he's looking, saying, "I want to hurry up and get home."
He's the AD.
He's looking at his watch, isn't he?
Yeah, but you want a winning team. Now, they are, as we talked about at halftime with Jody, they are splitting all the gates. They're putting it into one big pot and then doing an even division, which I think is really smart.
So we got 4th and goal. They're on the 2. It looks like they're on the 2-yard line here. So
what about running the same play? Curry keeping it.
It's not a bad idea. It's 4th and goal. The game is in the balance here.
There's the option.
I formation. New set. Bert's all to himself to the bottom. They're going to give it to the running back. He's hit in the backfield. Back win.
Great.
Trying to make the number out there. Is that Chisholm? I think that's. I'm looking right at the guy who made the tackle.
That was a great play.
Yep, that was number 9. Number 9, Chisholm. Chisholm was the guy who made the play on the edge, and he just read that thing perfect.
What a game.
What a game.
Wow, and the crowd is going nuts. Forrest is dejected. Half the team has their helmets off at the goal line, and Steve Rim is jacked up. There are people doing somersaults for Westport.
That was a heck of a play. I mean, what a play.
I tell you, though.
He came out of nowhere and made a open field tackle for loss.
Yeah, and knocked him back, and nobody had done that all night.
Hats off to both teams, though. Forrest.
Oh, yeah.
Both teams played a heck of a game tonight. This game was everything we thought it would be. Back and forth, a lot of emotion, coming down to the wire. It was everything we thought it would be. And here we go with the make-believe.
You didn't ask.
Here we go with the virtue signaling here. Hey, I want to point something out here. What a great sportsmanship here. Coach Franklin, the former Westport head coach, is individually congratulating every Westport player.
Good.
I want to say kudos, hats off to Coach Franklin, being really humble tonight, congratulating all his former players after going up against them at his old home turf. So, and hey, his defense played a heck of a game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So,
how big
hats
was
off.
that interception return by McCarson? Wow.
Hey.
Wow, what a game.
This kid right here, Marcus
we got
Bell,
Marcus Bell in the house.
one of the best corners ever played in this game over here at Westport. The man was mean.
All right.
And you know what I like?
He was mean.
You know what I like most about Marcus? He hates LeBron as much as I hate him.
Hey, no. LeBron James is the ultimate millennial athlete. I can't stand him. All right.
Hey,
so
I
what
saw
we're gonna
Michael
do,
this weekend.
What we're going to do is we're going to step aside, and when we come back, we're going to recap this barn burner. Final score here, 19-13, but we're going to recap it all. You're listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros, trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
I'm back. That's right, Tom Schmidt's back on WOCA with a show called Ocala Talks. We'll talk about everything Ocala and surrounding areas, plus a little bit of sports as well. Every weekday, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 12, Tom Schmidt's with Ocala Talks, right here on WOCA, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. Check out Tom starting October 1st. That's Thursday.
WOCA.
All right, welcome back to Westport High School, and boys, did we have a great game tonight. Final score is 19-13. I'm the pro, and I'm joined by the coach and the troll. And boys, talk about this win for Westport.
Oh, there's a big win for Westport. You know, now they can be up in the upper tier in Marion County.
Well, I think what it does is, I don't know if it puts them in the upper tier, but they're getting there.
Well,
I don't know. They're in the upper half.
They're in the upper half.
Yeah, we can't put them up there yet with Vanguard or Denellen or Trinity Catholic, but hey, they're creeping. They're getting there.
Well, they got Denellen in an open week, so you never know what happens.
Well, and what you know what though, wins like this is what's going to attract these young kids coming up from the youth football circuit to Westport High School next year when they become a freshman. They're going to see what Steve Rem is doing here. They're going to hear the great things from the players about Steve Rem. They're going to, that's the guy I want to go play for.
Well, and not only that, Kaz, you know this, a win like this carries over to the off season. You're going to work a little harder because you know you're a part of a winning program. And the way they won.
Well, Steve told me right before the game, I said, how did practice go this week? He goes, I've had a heck of a 2 weeks. And that goes for winning.
Sure.
You know, that goes for winning. Rebounding from the Vanguard game, which I thought they played very well. They kind of bonded as a team. It reminds me of the team when I first went to Vanguard. We were 1-4 going like that.
Sure.
We lost to Gainesville Buchholz. And we ended up playing Denell and beating them in the first round of the playoffs.
All right.
But, you know, that team they're coming together. Now, the big question is, how's Gavin?
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's a big question mark. Now, here's the good news. The Wolfpack are at 4-1. They have a bye week next week. And then we go to Dunellen, and we face what I think is the best team in the county and the best quarterback with Trent Townsend. And let's see what they can do. But right now, that's the biggest celebration I've seen at a high school game in a long time. The whole Wolfpack team came over and cheered from the sideline, the massive crowd. Not a single person left until they came over here and then ran to the field house. This is a huge win. Forest Wildcats are still on a knee on their end zone, and Coach Williams, this is where it tests your leadership, isn't it, Coach?
Well, yeah, they suffered a big loss, and it depends on how they can rebound. Now, really, you look at the first half, Forest killed themselves.
All those penalties and
all
the
these
holdings.
penalties,
How many
touchdowns,
calls
big
were
plays
pulled
they
back?
had.
Yeah.
So those are things that those are correctable.
But you know what? They did clean it up in the second half.
Yes, they
did.
did.
They did clean it up
And
in
they
the
came back
second
in the
half,
second
and they came back in the second half. And that's probably a testament to the job that Coach Williams is doing over there for us. He probably got in there at halftime and got after their asses. And he said, you got to clean this you-know-what up. And they did.
And they came out doing what they do best, running the ball.
Yeah, it was
Krim did a heck of a job.
Krim was
today.
great. And I'll tell you, defensively, Elijah Russell played out of his mind. I've watched a lot of film. He was everywhere tonight.
You know, and we got to give big kudos to Burt.
Yeah,
Burt played good.
Burt played his butt off. They got on his shoulders. I mean, they literally tried riding Burt to this win.
But the thing is, they got to get him more touches.
Yeah.
I mean, you could put him in a backfield and put him in motion, and he's going to have mismatch.
Heck, put him in the Wildcat.
You know, well, not because he's stuck with just, you know where he's at. You can put 10 guys on him.
Yeah.
But that's what I did with Terry Eastman. All my good players, I would have him a tailback and put him in motion with 3 blockers in front of him.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't running. They didn't run a quick screen to the outside, did they? No. They just ran the stop routes and things like that.
Well, they did run
But
a quick screen a couple times, but they
had no blockers.
No, Westport just did a good job of sniffing it out every time. And once again, I think that's a testament to how good the coaching staff is over
Daryl
at
has
Westport.
done a good job with that defense compared to first of the year.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of things that I think we can take away. One is there's a lot of underclassmen on this field tonight.
Yeah.
So the cupboard is very full for the Wildcats, and the future is extremely bright for the Wolfpack. And these two are two of the teams in the county that play each other year after year after year on the Westport side. But what a game. And you know, I don't think any of us, as much as we love Steve Rim, thought that he was going to be at 4-1 after week 5.
I don't think Steve Rim thought he was going to be 4-1. I mean,
well, that's what I'm saying. I think that's absolutely
Well, you play
true.
your first game of the year, you got 14 players out. Then
And
you
they were
play
lucky
your
to
next
win
game,
that.
Then you play your next game, and you come out all right. You're looking good. You play the following week, and your quarterback's out.
Sure.
Yeah.
And your best, best receiver.
You know, one of the things I do
This is
want
the first game
to
that
one
had
of the things I
everybody
do want to
together.
point out about Marion County though is how impressed I've been with the running back play here in
Oh,
the county
my
every
gosh.
game. I mean, at Bellevue week 1, we saw McLaughlin.
Yep.
You know, then week 2 against Vanguard. You know, Randall. He's a heck of a player.
Sure is.
Lake
Both of
Weir,
them, the twins,
Yeah, Lake Weir had a decent runner over there.
Yeah,
and then,
their quarterback.
Yeah, and then tonight you've got Krim, who's
And
And Hopkins.
well, and then you can't forget what Westport has in Hopkins, and even Miller, who was out. I mean, that's impressive for them to pull off this win and not have Miller on the field because
Agreed.
But I tell you-
he's a great change of pace back from what Hopkins
But
is.
I'll tell you what, I really like Lightsey.
Lightsey played well.
Lightsey hits the hole probably harder and quicker than Hopkins. Hopkins sees the hole, then goes.
Yeah.
Lightsey just goes.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was a great job.
So
both teams, I think Forest has come a long way. You know, Robin's doing a good job over there. And, Steve is just going to go up because they're so young. It's unreal.
absolutely.
By the way, a score update here. Vanguard had a chance. They had to punt the ball with about 6 minutes left. They're still down 24-21. Denellen is driving. They've got a 3rd and 7 coming up with
if
three.
they get to
with
31,
three and a half, with 3.5
I'm going to
minutes
lose
left.
my mind. If you call that score, I'm going to lose my mind. 31-30. What did you call?
I called 31-21. It's 24-21 Denellen, and they're driving.
He's so happy. Nostradamus.
Well,
over
shoot,
here.
if not for overtime, I'm really close on this score too.
You're
I
right.
got backdoored.
You did. All right. Hey, here we are. Look, again, next week we're off. It's a bye week. There's not really another game that I feel interested enough to go cover. So we're going to take that Friday night off, and then we come
My wife
back
will love that.
to Denellen. Well, that's something. That's what we care about. We're going to make sure you have plenty of Doritos. Coach Kaz will be with us. He's the coach. For Coach Kaz, for the troll, John Ivory, I'm the pro, Galen. I love that, by the way. I'm
troll.
rolling that. But
Man, that's terrible.
Hey, final score here
Whatever.
from Westport High School.
Maybe I'll have to change my Twitter handle to that.
19-13. The Wolfpack get the win in overtime in a game for the ages. Very much for listening to high school sports right here on WOCA. I want to thank my man Nick. Great job, Nick. And the camera operator, the troll. But again, we'll see you.
Jaden Hodge is doing an interview right now.
Of course. And again, want to thank you guys. Nick, are you ready? Take us out of here. You've been listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.